You're on.
All right. Welcome back to a Wednesday night edition of the Tier 1 Live podcast.
Yeah, buddy.
With us tonight, we have Tyler Gray. You may have seen him from shows such as SEAL Team.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. That was one.
SEAL Team.
I know that was awkward. I don't even know why I did that. I just got to put you on the spot.
I was like, is that a question? Yes. SEAL Team is correct.
No, it's just going to be an awkward night. As always, on the couch, we got Magnet from Lion Arms.
I'm back.
He took last week off, and we'll never forgive him for it.
It's fine.
And making it happen, Drew Tucker.
He's back
Good
too.
evening.
You're not going to give him anything
Good evening,
for that?
boys.
No, Drew can take off. He has things to do.
I have things to do too.
We heard
Yeah. Wasn't impressed with your reasoning.
at the most inconvenient time.
At the most, you both can't leave at the same time. Will you two coordinate? Sonny from Patreon had to come in and pick up both of your slack.
That's amazing.
Thank you, Sonny.
Way to go, Sonny.
All right, we got things to talk to Tyler Gray about, so let's do it.
Can I say I've never been on a live YouTube before? So,
Really?
Yeah, this is my first time, so this is new for me.
That doesn't surprise me. You haven't done a whole lot in your life.
No.
So
Yeah.
you come over here and
a lot of-
experience new things.
A lot of gaps.
Yeah.
But this is cool. It's interesting. I've never seen this.
Maybe, maybe Sean Ryan's just not willing to put it all out there live like we are.
Shit.
You know?
Shots
fired.
Yeah. No edits here, boys.
I think Sean Ryan would be just fine on a live show. he'll make
Break
it.
YouTube.
Absolutely.
Is that a challenge?
No, that's not a challenge. We don't need the competition. If no, you better not do it on a Wednesday. You better not do it on a Wednesday or a Thursday night. I'm liking this Wednesday night thing. It's going to give me more time. Oh, come on. We don't have to fight against football. Thursday night football. It's coming back.
No, we just had a fight against rain tonight.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh! It
Serious
is
rain.
storming here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know,
storming.
I got wet for this show.
it could rain on Thursday nights too. You know.
But it didn't. Tyler.
Yes, sir.
We didn't cover this on the recording, so some of the stuff we'll cover here. How'd you get involved with the show SEAL Team?
So the guy who the guy who's, for lack of a better term, idea was Matt Bissonette, who wrote No Easy Day. Used to be Mark Owen. Now he's Matt.
Where have I heard his name?
Never heard of her.
Where have I heard his name?
Oh yeah, they've probably never. You've never heard his. There's
Matt Bisson.
Rob.
you've
You've never heard this name mentioned
Yeah.
together.
Okay.
No.
All right.
He shot Saddam Hussein.
True. Thank you, Drew. Yes.
Nailed it.
So Matt had sold the show, but he had never worked on anything in Hollywood, right?
Okay.
And so he called me and was like, "Hey, can you?" He was also doing something else, but he basically called me and said, "Hey, you've tech advised? I know you've worked in Hollywood here. He knew that, and he's like, can you work on this pilot for this show that I created or not created? It's a technical term, but." Basically sold to CBS, and they called me on a Wednesday, and they're like, "Can you be in New Orleans for 6 weeks on a Friday?" And so I literally quit my job at the time.
What were you doing at the time?
I was doing a EP contract for a very, very,
Executive
very,
protection.
very wealthy person.
All right.
It was a very good job. It was half the year and a good amount of money. And I left it, which people told me I was crazy, and I left it to chase my dream. And I mean, look, to be fair, their advice was good because the odds of a pilot getting picked up to a show are like 1 in 100.
Okay.
So, but I chased my dream. I quit my job, and I went to New Orleans.
I love it.
I was gonna guess that you wrote a seal book.
Yeah, no. So funny story.
He wasn't a SEAL.
Well, but here's that doesn't stop him. Hold on, but let's talk about a fact here. Here's a fact. I get out, I write a book proposal, I do all this stuff for a book. No one wants a book from me. I play a SEAL on TV for 7 seasons. Suddenly I get a book deal. Coincidence?
I think not. No, I think not.
You can't make this stuff up.
No, you can't. So I wanted to tell you how, and I'm sure you get these messages, but I get them too sometimes, and they're always nice to hear. Sometimes you get a few more messages than I do, but one of the sponsors on our show right there, Tasty Gains, and I'll give you some bags of creatine before we leave. When he heard you were coming on the show, he was like, "Man, I got a story about that guy." And I was like, "Man, send it to me." And this is what he wrote. This is Dennis from Tasty Gains. In 2024, I went through the most challenging time in my life so far, and I decided that I had to learn from men who've been through much harder things than I have, which drew me to the soft community. A part of my personal development was finding the show SEAL Team. The episode Medicate and Isolate, which had a tragic ending, helped me get over that took over my mind at the time. I want to thank you and the crew for making that episode. Lastly, SEAL Team is what inspired me to work closely with the military community over the past 2 years, which has positively impacted over 100,000 customers. And with the studies of creatine helping with TBI and other related brain injuries, I hope Tasty Gains can help as many vets with those injuries as possible. Tyler, Brent, their Tier 1 team community, thank you for changing my life for the better. And that's oddly enough, that's from one of our sponsors. Tasty Gains may not even be a company, and they sure as heck wouldn't be so positively be such an impact on the veteran community, because they really cater towards that because of the show SEAL Team brought them towards special operations. How crazy is that?
I mean, I'm going to give you one level crazier. I didn't pack my creatine. This is 100% true. I didn't pack my creatine because it just took too much room in my bag. And I saw that bag, and I was literally going to ask you, "Hey, do you got some creatine? Do you got any white powder that you could give me?" I was going to ask you, and I didn't because I forgot. But I will say, a total side note, but related, that is my favorite episode of SEAL Team. He's talking about episode 218, I believe, which is my favorite episode of SEAL Team.
Explain that episode to us. What about it?
So in TV land, you've got what's called an A and a B story.
Okay.
Right? So the A story is the primary story. The B story is like the sub story. And the A and B story are happening in pretty much every TV show you watch. There's like the main plot, the A story, and then there's the subplot, the B story. So in that episode, which I believe is 218, directed by Ruben Garcia, the A story is we, Bravo team, are going after an SF team that has died somewhere in Africa. I forget where. They got ambushed, and they all died in Africa, and their bodies are there, right? Okay. So the A story is we get blown out to go bring these bodies back from wherever Africa. Mm-hmm. The B story is Clay is at home for some reason, I forget why, and he's got this buddy, I forget how they met, it's been a while, and this guy is he's got TBI, and he's trying to get treatment at the VA, and he can't get anyone to basically help him with his TBI. And at the end of the episode, he ends up taking his own life in the parking lot of the VA by shooting himself in the chest rather than the head, so they could study his brain and help others. Okay.
I remember you talking about that episode.
Yes, I did. Yeah. But here's the point of the point of the episode is, this is why it's my favorite episode. We're showing how much effort the military is willing to send a freaking, Tier 1 asset across the world, the C-17, all the logistics involved to get them over there to rescue a dead active duty team, or sorry, not rescue, but to retrieve the bodies of a dead team. And don't get me wrong, leave no one behind. I'm with it.
Right.
I'm
And we
cool.
would do that.
And we would do it, and I'm cool with it.
Yep.
But
Funny enough, I did that. But
contrasting that with once you're no longer active, he's still alive, and they are letting him go. And the contrast of the extent that they will go to rescue dead active bodies versus the amount of effort putting into live retired or no longer in service members, that contradiction is what I think it makes it the best episode we ever did, in my opinion. And it obviously, I think you would agree with me.
Yeah, that's right. It had an effect on
Yeah.
on.
Now, let me tell you the craziest part. And I'm going to tell this to the audience. This is the craziest part of that whole story, and I don't give a fuck right now. I'm going to tell you the truth.
Okay.
So we write that episode. I mean, you write an episode. By the time it gets made, it's been 6, 7, 8 months. It's a long time. So we had the idea. The episode had been written for months and months and months.
Okay.
The episode comes out, I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe 3 weeks later, some guy takes his life. No, sorry. That's not what happened. A guy takes his life in front of the VA, and then 3 weeks later, that episode comes out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It had already been filmed. It had already been written, of course, months and months and months and months ago.
Yeah.
But it just so happened to where somebody did that, and then the episode came out like 3 weeks later. The government never helped us with the show. They never gave us any. Actually, the Marine Corps gave us some assets, but the federal government, the Navy, didn't do a fucking thing with this show. VA never gave a fuck. Except if you watch that episode, at least as it aired, the government forced us to put a disclaimer on that episode that said, this is atypical, this is atypical result, it's, blah, 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 blah. Some bullshit disclaimer that we were forced to put on the episode. And I remember the conversation. I remember them going, hey, the government wants us to put this. And I remember talking to the producers, and I was like, fuck them.
Yeah.
I'm like, first of all, they're saying it's atypical, but it just happened.
Just happened.
So
can't make it up.
Is it atypical?
Right, yeah.
If it just happened, is it atypical?
Yeah.
I don't think so. And I couldn't. I'll tell you, I was pissed off that they caved. I was so pissed off because I was like, dude, you guys don't have to do it.
Right.
You don't have to do it, but they did it.
What do you?
I was pissed. We were all pissed.
You were there for all 7 seasons.
I was there for the whole time. Yeah.
What was the biggest thing that you said the military, the Marine Corps helped out a little bit in the episode? Was there any episode that the military did get behind and help out on an episode? Or
there was, I think it was 3 episodes that we shot on Camp Pendleton. That was it. Yeah, and we had some, a couple Marine assets, which was all due to whoever the commander was or the PAO. I forget, but other than that 3-episode arc in, I believe, season 2, we never got a single resource from the military, which was insanity to me. Nothing makes sense in Hollywood. It doesn't make sense. Like if I was the government, I would have been like, here you go. Like you're spending $20 million on a commercial, which, by the way, I've done a commercial for the Army and it was $20 million. I've done it. I was in the commercial. $20 million. It was like a week shoot, directed by Peter Berg. Okay. So they dropped $20 million on that commercial. It was an NFL commercial. And yet they won't help us with any resource. It's insane. It's an industry where you look at everything and nothing makes any sense. It's like backwards world.
I'm gonna see if we can do this on the fly, Drew. I was at some bar or restaurant just last week, and I couldn't hear the sound, but I was watching this. I kind of caught it. Watched this commercial, and I think I have it right here. I'm just gonna double check. And it was a Department of War commercial. And I was like, nice. We're getting it. We're getting back into recruiting pro-American, recruit for the people that you want in here. It wasn't a very real popular commercial, but there was one commercial. I think it was the Air Force, might have been the Army. But it was about a girl with two moms, and then like her struggle to join the military. And this really isn't about someone that with two lesbian moms, like anti that. But it's what I'm saying is, I don't think that's the storyline of people that we're looking to, our demographic, that are going to fight a bloody fight on the front lines to keep this country safe. That's a safe assumption, But as you know, Hollywood gets their, not just Hollywood, but the culture gets their hand in things, and there's a cultural shift, and of course it's shifting back now. And I was happy to see some of it. Drew, we'll see if this is the one that I'm looking for. Go to YouTube.
Okay.
And On the Shoulder of Giants. Let's see if this is the one I'm thinking of. Either way, it's looking all right.
That one? Yeah.
Yep.
It's that one.
Right here at the top.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let me set that up real quick.
Yep. While I was doing that, I'm going to go over to the very first super chat while Drew's getting that ready. This is from Bajorn7926. What is the relationship like between a good troop commander and a troop sergeant major? How crucial is it for the team? What's the best example you guys remember?
I mean, I mean, you can answer this better than me, but I would say it would be the same. I don't think that relationship, in my opinion, is any different than a PL and a first sergeant, or sorry, a platoon sergeant.
Yeah, I've seen that type of, if you want to call it mom and dad relationship, have issues. And it's even though team leaders run that organization, you still need everything aligned to be as efficient and as functional as possible. I won't name names, but there was one particular troop sergeant major, troop commander they were just the perfect pair. They just complemented each other well. They were both aggressive. And as you'd imagine, the troop commander was a little bit more analytical and cared a little bit more about safety. Not in a way like not hey, let's find ways for them not to go, but just be like, hey, let's make sure we're thinking of ways that we go and we do it right. And the troop sergeant major was just I'll tell you his name after this. I know you know him.
Yeah, of course.
And he was just a go get them, get the boys out there. Hit anything and hit everything.
I think I already know who you're talking about.
And between the two of them, we had plenty of work. We did it right. And they were really good at a lower level, like going down. It's like being our bosses, but being the boys and making it a team.
Yeah.
And they were also able to go up a level, 2 levels, 3 levels, and be very professional and articulate and get things pushed forward at a higher level.
Yeah.
They were just the perfect pair.
Yeah.
And it's rare. They were great.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would agree with that. I would say us. Yeah. I already knew who you were talking about before you said it. It's the relationship is really, I would say the relationship is knowing, because you said what is the relationship like? The relationship, he kind of said mom and pop, but to me, it's one that knows their lanes. They know know what their lanes are. They know which is their task and which is the others. And I think that's absolutely crucial for themselves, and it's crucial for the team. The best example I had was really just, really the same thing. It was they knew they were doing really what I just said, which is they knew they were able to protect down. So they were able to insulate the boys from the bullshit. Right. But they were able to go, as you said, up the levels and get stuff done that needed to get done. And that's really what, in my opinion, that's what makes a good officer and senior enlisted. Because at the senior enlisted level, you're playing politics whether you like it or not.
There's another thing of many the unit does very well. And it was something that I think happened, and I'd be interested to see, because we were basically
crossed over.
Yeah, it was you and then me, a little bit of a generational gap. But one right after the other.
Yep.
And in my time, I really felt like I saw the slippage of the power, if you will, of the NCO Corps go to heavy-handed on the officer side with how they came in.
Yeah, it wasn't like that when I was there. I heard it changed after. I left at a good time.
Yeah. In SF, the beginning of captains that would come into teams, they were basically like, "Hey, shut up, sit down.
Yeah.
You don't know anything.
Yeah.
Maybe after year 1, we'll let you talk.
Yeah.
And if you get a third year, you might know what you're talking about."
Yeah.
And they didn't. And you rarely even had to tell them that because they knew that.
Yeah,
And,
they came.
and the team sergeant was the man because he has all this experience.
Yep.
And the team commander just knew he was going to get so much guidance and knowledge from this god of war of what an SF team sergeant should be.
Yeah.
But that kind of slipped. But that has stayed and always will, I do believe. That stayed consistent at the troop commander, troop sergeant major level because that's the first initial step, troop level major as a officer in the unit. And when he gets there, you're put next to a guy that is a 10-year assaulter.
Yeah, done everything.
Team leader, successful. He is the man.
Yep.
And there is that unspoken, you're in charge, but I run things.
Yeah.
And that's done very well.
I mean, at that level, it's absolutely done well. And I would say, one leads with what I always saw was the officers at that level had like really, they go through an unbelievable amount of scrutiny. Scrutiny is the word. And, a lot of them really are really good at strategy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the troop sergeant major is really good at, he's got experience, good at strategy, but it's a wealth of experience versus a relative new perspective with a lot of energy and a lot of strategy,
right,
and a lot of raw intelligence that they bring because they're smart as fuck.
They are.
There's no question about it. The officers at the unit are smart as fuck. They
are the best our military has the off.
One that I went through OTC with literally graduated MIT, literally like with a PhD or some shit, and he literally designed a nuclear power plant. Which is true.
Let's go to this commercial and let's see if the Department of War has got marketing down pat. Let's see what we got here.
America, a people bound by faith, freedom, and opportunity. A nation worth defending.
So I got to say, this is a hybrid.
This country owes its prosperity to a long line of warriors, brave enough to stand between the land of the free and its enemies. That relentless warrior ethos is unwavering.
I like the hybrid.
It remains
I do too.
Unmistakable in our sailors, our soldiers, airmen, Guardians, and Marines.
Guardians? Is that what they're calling Space
Space Force or Guardians?
On the shoulders
I didn't know
of
that.
giants.
Yeah, I wish I didn't know that.
Their service has taught us not to seek war,
But to finish it.
but to prepare, to fight,
Here's what it worked to.
and win.
The only problem so far I have is I saw a 50 cal blank
Peace
adapter, and I'm
through
not okay
strength.
with that.
America's War Department continues to build the most lethal fighting force on the planet.
Oh my God, they did the heads out of the water.
Yeah, they did.
And now is the time to take up our nation's colors, to secure its future, to earn a place in the fight for the American cause. We stand today on the shoulders of giants who showed us what it means to be American.
You're a
And in
giant,
years
Brent.
to come, the shoulders the next generations stand on
6 foot.
will be yours.
All right, I think it's.
All right, what do you think?
Look. The issues I have with it are production issues. There's like one part that is filmed on a stage that fucking pisses me the fuck off because it's so horrible. But other than that, I think it's good.
All right, only you would know that. Yeah. Maggot,
you can pull it up. It's like ridiculous.
Magnet as a non-veteran, like you'd have a clean slate look at that.
Would you be a veteran for that?
Would you be a veteran for that? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Does that motivate you?
Yeah.
You want to run through a wall after that? You want to go crush some commies?
I did
What do you
before I
want to
got
do?
here.
You did before you got here?
Yeah.
Okay, beard first.
Right.
Drew, what say you? What do you think about that commercial?
I'm not joining the military anytime soon, but there's going to be a lot of 19-year-olds that are going to think that's really cool, but it's never as cool as that Marine commercial with the.
Don't go sword and dragon.
with the
Are you going to
sword.
go sword and dragon on me?
I don't know if in the beginning was there a dragon in the
Wasn't
in the
there a
90s?
Marine commercial
Yeah,
where
yeah.
he slays a dragon?
Yeah.
Yep,
There was.
So if I thought that was cool back then, the kids are going to love this one.
No, was
I remember the dragon video.
Yeah, that was what was it? Those little Dungeons and Dragons ish.
It was a little bit, but that was popular.
But that's
played
right. That was
Dungeons
right.
and
That was
Dragons.
right
Yeah.
up your alley,
Dude,
based on our interview.
I played Dungeons and Dragons.
Well,
How do you think I
D&D,
got
did
here?
you?
I did. I literally. I'm going to tell you a story that I've never told anyone. It's 100% true. I've never told this on any format ever, and it's a 100% true story.
Drew, we need a breaking news button.
Breaking, never before. I'm going to say this, and this is. I'm not exaggerating.
All right.
This is 100% true. I played a game called Shadowrun. Don't know how I feel about. I don't know how I feel about the effect.
Shadowrun.
But I played a game called Shadowrun, and my character was the character that I built. This is around the time that so we just did an interview. It'll make sense if you guys watch the interview. But when I created my character, he was an ex-special operations veteran.
Okay.
In because it was like a futuristic game. So I basically created this character on paper, and then I became him.
Yeah.
Guess what
Right.
job he? Guess what job he did?
What do you do?
He was a bodyguard.
Oh, really?
And then I went and did that.
Yeah.
So it's like I just became my character. I
Yeah.
made this fake character, and then I just did all the things that he did because I thought that would make me happy. I thought that would make me confident. I thought that would make that. I thought that would solve all my problems if I became that character. So I did.
I play D&D. I also met the creator of it.
Really?
Yes.
No, you
Right before
Yeah,
he sacrificed a chicken.
He did.
Where'd you meet him?
Him and my brother used to work together at Full Sail.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Crazy.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
It was crazy meeting him. I was like,
He's the D. Just one D.
It's just one D. Yeah. That's what he goes.
His name's
Call me
Dave.
D.
I'm Dave.
One of my sons plays D&D.
The other guy, Dominique.
The you talked about it on the recording where, and especially that the 80s had some
Best
very impactful
era
movies.
ever. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
when it
yeah.
comes to action and military action,
Songs,
you go,
yeah.
you go Commando,
Dude,
you go any
Die
Delta
Hard.
Force.
Rambo.
Predator, Die Hard,
Gosh,
Lethal Weapon,
yeah, Rambo.
Rambo.
And Rambo had an effect on you.
First Blood. Yeah.
Red Dawn.
And we've talked about this
Red Dawn.
on the show before, but the movie ends differently than the book.
Yeah. He kills himself.
Yeah.
Or actually, he's, yeah.
No, yeah, the colonel goes in there
Yeah,
and basically kills him
yeah,
because he's like, "Hey, I created this, and basically I'll finish
Yeah.
it," and kills him. But they realized, well, this may not be
actually-
good for a sequel. So
They actually filmed that ending. It's
yeah, that's right.
yeah, they filmed it. Yeah.
There was they filmed it, and I think they didn't like they did the audience reaction to it, and the audience was like, "Nah, we don't like that ending."
Yeah. They did film it. Yeah. I mean, the crazy part about First Blood is it's an anti-war film.
Right? Yeah,
And yet Rambo 2 and Rambo 3 couldn't be more jingoistic.
for sure.
You know, it's like, but First Blood is an anti-war film,
But to some degree,
which made
does
me
it-
want to join the
does it-
military. Sweet irony.
Right. What's Apocalypse Now is an anti-war film.
There you go. You're like, fuck, I want to join.
Loved it.
So is
Yeah.
Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So oh gosh, yeah.
Platoon. They're all anti-war. What are we
Right.
talking about? It's Hollywood.
Yeah, and they caused a lot of people to join the military.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Good job,
Yeah.
turds.
And here's the irony: I went on hits, getting ready, listening to Rage Against the Machine, an anti-war band. There's all sorts
Sweet
of.
irony.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to tell you a quick story. This is 100% true. One time I came in off off Little Bird, came in the cupola. This is Baghdad. It's a 100% true story. I don't remember the movie, but I remember coming in. I came in first. I remember the guy was in bed facing a TV. I remember him banging the door open, him abandoning bed. I came around, and as I came around, on the TV is Samuel L. Jackson chasing a terrorist, like
Can't make it up.
that just ran somewhere, right? And I remember in the moment seeing the TV and I was just like, that's ironic.
Sometimes life is stranger than the movie.
Yep.
But what I was getting to, lost my way a little bit. But there were movies that affected your life.
Yeah.
And you ended up joining the military. And later on in life, I'm sure you realized that at some point you were you were on the screen being the guy or a part of a series, a part of a show
Yep.
that kids are looking up to
Yep.
and joining.
100%.
And you're one of the few that's kind of part of this cycle, because not everyone gets to be on TV.
Yeah. It was. I mean, it's a crazy. I didn't realize it. I say this on the recording, but I didn't realize it until season 2, and some kids hit me up after season 1 had aired, and they're like, I watched the show. I'm already joining, and I watched the show to motivate myself, or I watched the show and I realized I want to be a SEAL, and what's Bud's like, and I'm like, I don't know,
Yeah.
but it's a wild responsibility that you realize that you have.
I will say this: I haven't watched the show. I've seen snippets of the show. Of course, I know what the show is. You'd have to correct me on this because you'd be more up to date on it. But there's always a firefighter show. It seems like there's a one. It goes away after however long. There's another one replaces it.
Yeah.
There's always a cop detective.
There's always 27 cop shows, 27
cop
doctor shows. Yeah.
There's not really a lot of military shows. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a fair amount of military movies. But even that, trying to think when's the last military, blockbuster, military grounded movie that again, we kind of already said it. The days of Rambo and Commando are done. Is Hollywood just done telling the story of our military heroes? What do you think is the decline of that is?
I have my theory, if you want my opinion, which I think.
Well, you're closer to it than I am.
That's why you're here.
My opinion is that Hollywood has made a grave mistake, and they've done this with almost everything, and you'll see where I'm going with this. And they've done it with war films or war content. For whatever reason, Hollywood has abandoned this, or not abandoned, has taken up on this mentality that if you're telling something that's like a true, that they only want true stories.
Okay.
So if you look at the last majority of military movies, they're true stories. The problem with the true story is that the truth is fucking boring.
It is.
Okay.
It is, yeah.
If they wanted to make a true movie about the military, it would be dudes sitting around stirring shit in Afghanistan and eating MREs for fucking 3 hours. right. That would be the movie. Right.
Yeah.
So the problem is when you force it to be tied to reality, you are really removing its ability to be a truly good story. And let me give you an example.
Right. Yeah. I know what you're saying. But good.
There are exceptions. What's it called? Somalia. Freaking
Black Hawk Down.
Black Hawk Down.
Yep.
Black Hawk Down is a true story, but the movie is highly fictionalized.
Right.
There are characters that are one character is a combination of 5 different people, right?
Yeah.
So it's a true story, but there's a lot of fictionalized elements.
Right.
Other than that, think of most of the military movies have been true stories.
Yeah.
And a true story, in my opinion, is not able to be the story it needs to be. I'll give you an example. Platoon. Why is Platoon amazing? Because it's not a true story.
Right.
It's based on truth and Oliver Stone's experience in Vietnam. So it's authentic as all hell.
Yeah.
But it's not a true story. So he's not held back buy the trueness of his story.
Right.
I'll give you a perfect example. Lone Survivor. Okay. Lone Survivor, I talked to Peter, like I did some work on that film, not on set because they wouldn't let me because I was a SEAL, but prior to, and I had a lot of input on a certain scene. But my point being is that there are a lot of fictional elements in Lone Survivor because we're not going there. Because of many reasons, but one, it's got to be, as Peter Berg said to me, quote, in Marcus's book, he talks about being in a cave for 4 days. I can't fucking show that. Like that was Peter Berg. Like, I gotta change that. That's boring. No one's gonna watch it. So that for whatever reason, Hollywood has been buying rights and doing all these things, but they need to make something that is in the world, but not a directly true story.
And they've historically done well. If you do it right,
dude,
it will do well.
Full Metal Jacket, Apocalypse Now, Saving Private Ryan. None of these are true stories. It doesn't have to be a true story. And I don't know why Hollywood is like tied to that.
Yeah.
And that's my opinion on why we haven't seen a truly great war film recently.
Well, I hope one's in the works. Real quick, Drew, bring in fact, you'll see what I'm doing here in a second. Take the camera over to Magnet, please. YouTube's really finicky about this. Hold on. So I can move this and it doesn't show me moving it.
We'll peep you.
Okay, now back to me.
And back to our host.
And give me the host cam if you don't mind. I had to move this thing without touching it so we don't get immediately removed. Guys, we're going to give this thing away tonight.
Shit.
Thank you. I will wait. I will wait till after the break. So anyone that has not joined the Patreon, if you can join Patreon and listen to it in the next 30 minutes, and you still will be just as much in the running than someone who's been there for a year. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Because, like I said, we're just going to pick a random Patreon member. So we're going to give that away to one of our Patreon members tonight. It has your sites on it that you developed. We'll talk about that here in a little bit before we give it away as well. So go ahead, join the Patreon, but don't stop listening to the show. You can do two things at the same time. All right, Drew, let's go back to some super chats.
Super chat.
All right, Dwazi Zen says, Tyler, can we get Brent on an episode of SEAL Team and the episode B, the UBL raid, and Brent taking the shot at UBL?
We'll get
Love y'all.
Yeah,
be a reunion show.
Unfortunately, we stopped filming it, so no,
They like fiction.
we can't do that. But we could probably insert it with AI now.
That's right. Yeah, we talked about.
We can make our own movie.
That's right. We can make our own movie now.
There you go.
Let's do it. All right, this part of our episode is brought to you by Holy Fook for the next 10 super chats.
Okay.
Holy Fook
All right.
says, I'm back in a big way. Was in the UK tending to family stuff and can ask the hard-hitting questions. Bigfoot or UFOs? Any stories you can share? And do you believe?
All right, so we'll start with Bigfoot first. Do you believe there's a Bigfoot out there?
Okay, first of all, my question for you is this hot folk you? Is that you?
Yeah, Holy Fook.
Is that you, Brent?
No, it's not me. It's not me.
Because he literally said somebody's going to ask you about Bigfoot and UFOs.
Yeah,
So,
it happens every guest.
Holy Food does it every week.
okay, all right.
I knew it was coming.
All right. So Bigfoot, no, I do not.
Okay.
UFOs. First of all, that's a complicated term now. But here's the thing. I believe that there has to be by the sheer logic of the numbers, there has to be aliens. They have to exist. It's what we know.
It's
of
a
the
numbers
universe.
game to you.
It's a numbers game, and it's ridiculous in my opinion that there's not something else out there.
But don't you think we would have the technology to get a glimpse of them somehow, some way?
So here's what this is. So I've thought about this quite a bit. So
Okay.
your UFO
I love
question, I'll tell you. So first of all, do I believe that UFOs have crashed here? No.
Okay.
Not only no, but that is illogical. And here's why. To get here, you would have to master intergalactic travel.
Yep.
At the speed of life. or life, sorry, at the near or past the speed of light, you'd have to master travel at that speed.
Yeah.
If it's a living organism on board. So you're telling me that you've mastered intergalactic travel.
Okay.
You can travel near the speed of light, but Earth's gravitational pull or air fucks you up.
Yeah, that's okay.
Nah, dude.
All
Nah.
right, yeah,
If you can get here, nothing here is making you crash.
Right.
Right.
I see what you mean by that.
It doesn't
Right.
make any sense.
Okay.
Not only that, though, I'll end that UFO thing by saying this.
Okay.
If there is advanced intelligent life, they don't need to physically be here to know everything we're doing.
I see what you mean by that. If they're that advanced,
They wouldn't need to be here. They can
Yeah,
freaking,
then why are they still doing physical reconnaissance?
That's my point. Then if they're doing physical reconnaissance, then they couldn't be
They're not that
aliens.
advanced.
They're not
Yeah,
that
yeah.
advanced. They wouldn't need to be here. They could know.
Yeah.
We're able to tell the surface temperature of a planet 4 billion light years away. Like if they're even 10,000 more years advanced than us, they could know everything we're doing without having to be here. And I think they do exist. And I think the odds of the fucking reptile people are more likely than the odds of a UFO crashing on
Okay.
here.
I like the way you walked us down that logically. I agree. I like it. What else we got?
Holy
True.
Fook says, Tyler, Glock or Sig?
Oh, yeah.
Do you stand or sit to pee? And have you ever pulled your taint? All pre-qualifications questions to be a guest on the show.
Glock or Sig?
Man, I've shot a Glock for years. And
This is pistol, by the way.
Yeah.
Obviously, he is a gun.
But I when the 365 came out, I started carrying a 365.
Okay.
So for carry, I like the 365. Or for like small carry, I like the 365, but I still carry a Glock. Actually, I'll tell you what I carry. I carry a Glock 20.
Okay. Boom. That's
Because
I was gonna say, get out.
that's a man's
the
gun.
answer. That's okay.
Good answer.
All right. I didn't think this would be as controversial, but it is. Do you stand or sit to pee? We're here for the hard hitting questions, Tyler.
Yeah, I definitely sit when I also have to take a shit.
I see you right.
So I
But if
stand to
it's-
pee, but I sit to shit.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do pee when I shit.
There is an alarming amount of men that have been raised by women, not just
Wait,
men
hold
that
on.
have been raised
Like,
by women that literally sit to pee.
Oh, it's like so. That's
It's
like a
thing.
real question.
No, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a thing.
I thought it was a joke.
I know. I thought it was a joke too the first time
Okay.
we broached this subject.
Okay, yeah.
But no. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it was a joke. No, I definitely
Yeah.
stand
Okay.
to pee.
Have you ever pulled your taint?
Okay. Why don't we have
But you know
we have
what?
to go over
I
this every
actually,
week?
you could make an argument that it would make sense for me to sit to pee
He's still on it. It's
because
okay.
I keep getting the tip in the water. So
Yeah.
I might have more room
Things
if I
get messy.
sit.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially in the morning.
Water's cold. I have to stand. Yeah.
All right. We'll go to the next one. Holy Fook says, Tyler, the show, the selection 2016, why did you list yourself as a Ranger and not Delta? How much was the show scripted? How much input did you have? How do you run the show today?
How would you run the show today?
Your favorite cadre?
Well, whoever Holy Fook was, he knows his shit.
Oh, yeah. He's a smart dude.
Yeah.
He's a smart dude.
Well, first of all, I think you're the only person that has literally ever even noticed that I listed myself as a Ranger and not from the unit. And the reason I did it was because I didn't feel the need to, to be anything more than a Ranger for that show.
Okay.
I didn't feel the need to be like, I just was like, I'm a Ranger. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
How much was the show scripted?
0. So there's a great story about that. So that show was 0% scripted. Everything that you see, actually, let me go bigger because here's what happened. We got together, I think, a day or two before filming. We hadn't signed our contracts. This is all 5 cadres, 6, I forget. We all got together, went to the producers and said, if you ever tell us right before, when they had no choice, We went to him and said, if you ever tell us what to say, we're going to walk off set.
Okay.
If you ever tell us to cut somebody, if you ever tell us to keep somebody, we're going to walk off set.
Love it.
All of us did that together, and they shit their pants. And so we got them to agree, and then we signed our contracts.
Hell yeah.
Now, to be fair, the show, the producers never intervened except for one time. So I'll tell this story. I haven't ever told this story before. It was day 2.
Drew, the sound effects.
Yeah.
Which one? Sorry, I messed up.
The breaking news one. It's too late.
Oh, we don't have that
No,
one.
it's too late. Okay.
We don't have that yet.
All right.
It's day 2, and we are supposed to put them they're in the ocean, and we planned on putting them in the ocean until like, I don't know, 2 in the morning. I forget. It's like 8 o'clock at night. 8 people, I think, have already quit. And the not the producers, the freaking show executives run up to us, and they're scared shitless. And they're like, you guys got to stop it. You guys got to stop it. And we were like, you motherfuckers, we just told you 3 days ago, if you ever tell us to freaking do something, we're gone. So we're like, we're going to walk right now. And they were like, but. And we're like, piss off. So then we went over and we got in a group, all of the instructors, all the cadre. We got together and we were like, dude, man, this is BS. We told them.
Right.
And then I forget who it was, but somebody was like, let's check on the people. So it was Bert, because Bert was an 18 Delta.
Okay.
So they were like, Bert, go check him out. So while Bert goes to like check him out, and I had done a lot of the selections when I was with GoRuck with Bert. So Bert knew his stuff. We could tell, Bert and I knew when somebody was going to quit before they knew. Like that's how him and I, much we did that course together. So anyway, while Bert's checking on him, we're talking about what we're going to do, because we're like, dude, we can't back down. You know what I mean? And we're trying. Bert comes back and he goes, holy shit. He goes, bro, they're not joking.
We've gone too far.
No, he goes, if we put him back in the water again, they're all done. And all of us stopped and looked at him and we're like, are you serious? He goes, they're done.
That'll end the show early.
So then we're like, what? So then we walked and just looked at their faces, all of us. And they were done, dude. They were done. And that was where we were like, our idea of what we thought was doable, we were wrong. And the executives were right. So we actually did end it there. But that was the only time that they ever stepped in. That was the only time anything artificial ever happened on that show. And I'm very proud of it. It was a great show. My favorite cadre was Bert, because he's a maniac. And he told a couple on the show that they were both going to quit and they were going to have quitter babies. And that's my favorite line.
You're going to have quitter babies.
That's my favorite line from the show. You're going to quit. Your husband's going to quit, and you're going to go home and you're going to have quitter babies.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen the selection from 2016, look it up on YouTube.
I tell you,
it was awesome.
Here's unless you've been in the military, I don't think there's another environment that truly can encapsulate this. And it starts at its lowest level, and at its lowest level, it's I don't want to say it's its worst, but it gets so much funnier and so much harsher from there. And what I mean by that is, anytime you're a cadre at anything, those guys are funny. When you get men put in a position of power that can say whatever they want to a peon, they become pretty funny. So it starts with drill sergeants. Mm-hmm. Drill sergeants got them. They have some lines. Yeah. They can say some funny stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get to SFAS selection, a Q course cadre. I'm sure Ranger instructors, RIP. I'm sure those guys are hilarious. Unless they're talking to you, they're not that funny. Of course, our selection is very, very professional.
Yeah, there's definitely no funny shit.
No. But OTC gets
that's true.
Gets a whole nother. And,
I had some lines that I was pretty proud of on selection, actually.
What do you got?
My favorite line that I came up, and this was on the spot, so I was very proud of myself. But a guy said, "It's gonna be like," I was like talking to him, and I was basically saying, "Dude, if you're struggling now, you're gonna quit because like it's getting worse. It's gonna get worse and worse and worse." And he said, I was like, "It's gonna be," and he goes, "It's gonna be hell." And I got in his face and I said, "No. It's gonna be worse than hell. Hell is an imaginary place. Where you're going is very real." Or no. I said, this place is worse than hell because it exists and you're already there.
Yeah. Right.
And I was pretty proud of that.
Where'd you guys get those? Where'd you pull those contestants from? Just from
They cast them.
They just cast them.
Yeah.
Here's what I never really thought about it until we're sitting here talking about it. Now I'm thinking about it like as being a part of the show and having to like being a cadre and create these events and run it and how hard I'm going to push these people.
Yeah. We created the events too.
It's got to be so hard because of course you're going to pull from your experience.
Yeah.
But your experience is so skewed because your experience has these rough men that want to be there. They're super in shape. So even when you pull it back to an expectation of this should be doable, I think it's hard to even imagine how weak most of society is.
We did a good job, except for the cold water at night. That was
Okay.
We overdid that. We thought 2 a.m. was good, and turns out 8 p.m. was the limit.
Okay. I love it. All right, what else we got?
Tyler, do you still stay in contact with Cadre from the show selection? If so, who? Would Bert Kuntz, a Green Garay, be a good guest for Brent to have?
So I still talk to Bert. I still talk to Marcus. I haven't really talked to anyone other than that. Bert would be a horrible guest because all Bert wants to do today is golf. That's if you talk to him about golf. Yeah, he's happy golfing. So
Love that.
Actually, I don't know. I don't know if he would come on. Bert doesn't talk about military stuff. So I don't know. Maybe he would.
Yeah, well, interesting. All right, what else we got? Holy Fook's still controlling the narrative.
Like
Go
I
ahead.
said, yeah,
And we're not complaining.
This part of the show brought to you by Holy Fook. Tyler, is Brent really 6 foot tall? You're listed as 6'2", so you could provide an accurate, unbiased measurement. Outro song. Tell me sweet little lies.
Not a bad one.
Nice. Maybe
Wait a
we
minute.
should add up.
He's got like 8 more. What does this guy do for a living?
He supports us.
Why?
He's never quite done this.
No, he must be happy you're on the show. He's all about it.
I don't know. Put in
Why
like
do you have to copy
$80
and injure your right? Why did you have to copy Tyler and injure your right arm? Question for both of you.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of
You know what's crazy is all three of us.
that's kind of a true copy paste, you know,
Yeah.
was it a carbon copy? You know how the original is a lot more clear and the carbon copy is a little less. That's kind of, you're like the original injury, and the mine is a little less because it's the carbon copy.
No.
Mine is even lesser.
Yours is the third copy back. Yeah, exactly.
What was the hardest obstacle you had to overcome mentally? Oof, man. Oof, shit.
watch the recording.
I don't know where I would.
Have to
Yeah,
watch
that's
the
on the
recording.
recording. That's on the recording. It sure is.
I'll say a quick one. The hardest obstacle for me was recognizing that I had TBI from the incident. That was the hardest obstacle, was recognizing that I had TBI. I didn't know for up until in the last year. I had no idea.
I also think, how could you have known? Because again, now that we're
Because I
talking
had TBI.
Right. Well, and now you got to. By the time I got into special operations, I don't even think we even talked about TBI.
Dude, it wasn't talked about until like
a whole lot
10
then.
years ago, even.
Right. Yeah. If I had to
It
guess,
wasn't a
maybe
thing.
10 years ago. So how could you self-assess something that we really haven't identified or started talking about yet?
No. I mean, it was, dude. When it wasn't even. I don't even think it was a acronym when I was in.
Right.
I never even heard it before.
Yeah.
And
I
we
agree.
didn't give a single fuck, dude. We would fucking concrete. You know what? What was it? A 5600 grain ECT?
Right.
5600 grain. Like, I'll get 10 feet away from that.
And eating a massive charge like that
Was considered cool.
Exactly.
Like it was like,
rung my bell.
watch this.
I ran in that room seeing stars, still hit my target.
Exactly.
And now
I
if
told
you're
you don't close your mouth, right? Is that what they tell you? I don't
Open your mouth.
open your mouth.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't
keep
close
it
your
open.
mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now if you were to do that, you know, and that really didn't even start to the later end of my career.
Yeah.
That if they did that, you're like, why were you so close to that massive
Dude,
charge?
I mean, I
You're
would
an idiot.
get
You're an idiot.
as close as I could every single time, and
Yeah.
we didn't know what we didn't know.
Yeah.
All right, Holy Fook beat out his own outro for POD Boom.
Okay, I saw that.
So
I got
that's
it.
interesting.
I got it. Yeah, he's at odds with himself.
He's that. Yeah, he's. All right, Holy
Giving
Fook
everybody options.
says Tyler in Iraq. did you do any work with Task Force Black out of MSS Fernandez? Later became Task Force Knight.
Knigget.
Primarily made up of UKSF. Did you
Wasn't-
work much with British SF, 22 SAS, or British SBS?
Wasn't Fernandez the MSS? Okay, so yeah, we did some stuff. I think technically I probably did more with the SBS than the SAS, at least in my time. There was some SBS stuff in Afghanistan. I think I can only remember one thing that I did with the SAS, but I did several things with the SBS. But definitely Task Force Black should have been at the MS. Oh, it does say MSS. I didn't even say that. So yeah, I have a great story. Actually, I have a great story about being with the SAS.
Yeah, what do you got?
I have a great story.
Love those guys.
So we're with the SAS, and we're in a team room. Actually, that's not true. It was a tent, and we were watching Ronin.
Okay.
And so the movie, we're watching the movie, and the scene plays out when fucking De Niro's got the guy. Actually, the guy is Sean Bean, right? And he's like, "What color is the boathouse at Hereford?
Yeah.
What color is the boathouse at Hereford?" Right? After that scene ends, I'm like this. What color is the boathouse at Hereford?
Right? Yeah. How cool is that? Yeah. I'm with them. I'll just turn and ask
Yeah, I was
them.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty funny. He told me. I'm not going to put it out there, but he told me. I
asked-
know what color it is.
When I went there, on
saw
my
it.
first visit, I asked that.
Okay.
I asked that question.
There you go.
And they were ready for it. Like, oh yeah, we get this.
Yeah,
question
we get it all the time.
Yeah.
But like that moment when I just like looked back at him, he really didn't see it coming. He was like, "Oh," it was like he forgot he was in the SAS.
TBI. Tyler, full disclosure, never watched an episode of SEAL Team.
No, you're making money, buddy.
What was the hardest thing working on TV show versus doing it in real life? Did the producers, actors show respect and take it
Not
serious?
killing people.
Yeah.
That was the hardest thing. I like it.
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious. No. Well, actually, yeah, that was the hardest thing. There's a lot of frustration.
I bet.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, it was. I was very lucky to do what I did on the show, but you know, there was definitely times where you know it's it's not a. There's definitely times that you get frustrated because you feel it could be more and really say something important or do something, and then you're restricted to it's a network TV drama. You know what I mean? And it's like, as a veteran who's trying to help, veterans and help, people join and all these different things, I continuously felt handcuffed by the restrictions, which again, that's not anyone's fault. It's a TV show. They're there to make money. So for me, it was hard many times just wanting to do more and not being able to, or even not being able to make it as authentic as I wanted because there just wasn't enough time to do all the things that needed to be done.
Well, I like this part of the question. Did the producers and actors show respect, because of your past and what you did?
Well, I think he means show respect more to the military and the subject matter than myself is what I assume. Because he says take it serious. Yeah. And I would say yes, and I think that's why the show. Yeah. I think that's why the show is what it is because the actors took it seriously, and because or not just the actors, but everyone involved with the show took the authenticity seriously. Nice. Which is why the show is authentic. Yeah. If it wasn't for the show's authentic not because of me, it's because of everyone. Right. And if it wasn't for everyone taking authenticity seriously, the show wouldn't be as authentic as it is.
All right.
Tyler, were you one of the technical advisors on the show? How hard was it for you to not show Delta TTPs? Did you have to forcibly remind yourself, nope, not this, but show that? I bet it was hard to do.
That's a good question.
How to say this? So Sometimes it was hard. Yes. There's one episode that I'm thinking of in particular that was very, very difficult for me to do. Very, very, very difficult for me to do. And I think I did the best I could. Yeah, it was very difficult. So what I did on the show is I showed tactics that looked good but weren't what was currently done.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah,
what
right,
I
yeah.
did with the show. If
I know a book like that.
If I showed everything, or like the episode that I had the hardest time was the aircraft takedown episode.
Oh, yeah.
That was the hardest
Yeah.
episode for me because
Oh, I see that.
that was
Right.
hard. But what I did was I showed stuff that was true, but it was old.
Okay.
It was TTPs that weren't used anymore.
Okay.
So it was realistic and authentic, and people
Right.
had never seen it before.
Right.
But what they don't know is that I know that that's old shit. We don't do it that way anymore. So that's how I got away with
And what
it looking good, but it's actually not what we're currently doing.
else they won't know is how much it sucks to do aircraft takedowns.
Fucking sucks. It's the worst. It's the absolute worst.
What else we got?
Getting near the end of our Holy Fook section of the show, Tyler, if you could write, produce, and star in your own movie, what would it be about? What would you name it? Have you written a movie? Will it be coming out anytime soon? And do you have to be over 6 foot?
Do you?
He's
That's an inside joke here.
Okay. If you could write, produce, and star in your own movie, I would do a sci-fi movie because I love sci-fi.
back to your
It's my
nerd
jam.
roots.
Yeah, I'm a sci-fi fanatic.
So is Drew.
Call it Forged in Chaos.
What would it be about? It would be about but he said produce and star. Oh God, I'd have to star in it. Okay, I would write, produce a movie about a guy who is basically frozen in time and wakes up in the future, and it's basically like Demolition Man.
Okay.
And the guy is frozen in a time that's very violent. So it's like Demolition Man, except it's completely different. But he wakes up in a time, and what he has is, well, actually, I can't even say that with the idea, but I can't say it live.
You're right,
because I wrote
give
it.
it away.
But basically,
Nice try,
he's frozen.
Holy Fook.
He's frozen. So, but this is kind of cool. He's frozen in time, or he's frozen, and when he wakes up, the society is so groupthink,
Yeah.
and he is an individual thinker that essentially he has a superpower, which is his ability to think independently.
I like that.
Which makes him like a super badass in the future.
It's a little bit like Idiocracy, except not a
Documentary.
a comedy, but
Captain America meets Idiocracy.
Yeah.
Kind of
Oh,
hybrid.
kick butt.
Have you written a movie? I have written a movie, and I actually sold a movie to a very well-known person or people. I don't know when it'll come out, and I don't know the 6 foot answer.
Okay. But it's clear.
And he's got one more.
It's clear. It's clear I'm 6 foot though to you, right?
just say yes.
Tyler.
What's that?
It's clear I'm 6 foot.
6'4", easy.
Yeah, that's what he looks like with his hat on. No. All right, last one. The Holy Fook says is that Musi invasion?
Muzzy, yeah, I'm talking about Muslims.
Musi invasion of the UK is real. I saw firsthand last week. Some areas are very sketchy. The military will have to go in to clear. The police can't
I
do
do
it.
believe that.
Take care of in the U.S. before it's too late. No kidding.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Yeah, you
just a
should hear
statement. Yeah,
Lord
thank you.
David talk about it.
Oh, I know. And what's even worse is they can't really talk about it without fear of persecution.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
can't.
dude.
They can't be honest
I-
about what's going on in their own country.
hate speech.
That law or whatever it is I can't believe it's real. Like I still can't believe it.
And shame on the police officers for
Oh, they
carrying it
enforce
out,
Dude, they're
for
robots.
enforcing it.
They're
It's-
robots.
I'm not much of a sci-fi guy. I'm not anti-sci-fi. I've watched Stargate. I've enjoyed it. I've watched Star Trek, the show back at Next Generation back in the day. Like enjoyed it. I've enjoyed Star Wars, but just not a sci-fi guy per se. One of my favorite movies, which I think will obviously fall into sci-fi, but sci-fi like tactics, like future military. You want to guess what movie? There's one of, and it's because of the mindset, and it's sci-fi. It's a little nerdy, but the message is correct.
Predator.
Ender's Game.
Oh, Ender's
Oh,
Game.
yeah. I knew the producer of that, actually.
Great movie about what it really takes to win.
Yeah,
And
Harrison
some people
Ford.
just aren't willing to do what it really takes to win.
I hear the book is like 10,000 times
That's what I've heard too.
Yeah, I haven't read it. But
I
I hear
know.
the book. I heard the movie is shit compared to the book as well.
Which is crazy because I do love the movie. Yeah. All right.
This is the halfway mark in our show.
This is all right. All right. Yes, it is a little bit past 9/11. We're already halfway through. It goes quick, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Time
right.
flies when you're having fun, boys.
All right. Halftime. Don't go anywhere. We'll come back. More Tyler Gray, and we'll give away a pew pew.
We are more than makers of steel. We are brothers in craft, bound by purpose and forged in pride. Every blade we shape carries the weight of the hands that built it and the hearts that will wield it. Brotherhood Blades stands for those who refuse to quit. The protectors, the workers, the doers. We forge with integrity, we carry with pride, and we stand shoulder to shoulder with those who live by the same code. Brotherhood Blades, forged in freedom, carried with honor.
If you've ever been to any of my tactical training classes, then you know how adamant I am about the use of white light and the importance of a quality, high-powered tactical light. That's why I use cloud defensive tac lights. You can't hit what you can't see, and neither can the bad guys. Clearly identify your target and simultaneously overwhelm his vision with hundreds and even thousands of lumens. Get serious about defending yourself and your family. Go to clouddefensive.com and use promo code Tier1 to get 30% off your order. That's right, 30%. You won't find a better light than this, and you won't find a better deal than this.
Revenge is an act of passion. Vengeance is an act of justice. Injuries are revenged. Crimes are avenged. Almost a century ago, big pharmaceutical companies re-engineered medical school curriculum and faculty with one goal: putting profit before progress. Anyone pushing back against the medical matrix they carefully crafted was threatened, silenced, censored, financially ruined, or worse. They are the problem. We are the solution.
You're clear to engage. Initials Mike Juliet Alpha. You're clear to engage with weapons. You're clear to engage with weapons. Gotcha.
Here at the Tier 1 podcast, we're excited to have Tasty Gains as a sponsor, a company with values that aligns with ours. I take their products every day, 3 times a day. And if it wasn't a product that I didn't take personally and believe in, and a company with integrity, then they wouldn't be sponsors on this show. Creatine helps the body produce more ATP, which is an energy molecule that your entire body runs on. It helps improve your physical and mental performance in all aspects of life. Let's be honest, creatine powder sucks to take every day. With the creatine gummies, you can take them with you anywhere, and they taste great. Every batch is third-party tested, so you know you're getting exactly what you pay for. Go to tastygains.com and enter the promo code Tier1, that's TIER, the number 1, and get 20% off your order.
All right, boys. This part of the show is brought to you by FRCC.shop. That's First Responder Coffee, Cigar, and Cask Company. We're 5 days away from our giveaway. Let's see if we can put it up here. Share this tab. And got to put it on the stage. There we go. There you go. Gentlemen's Getaway giveaway at FRCC.shop. Doesn't cost you anything. Just go over there, sign in, and apply to win. That's given away in 5 days. And then also, we got a new great little lighter right here. This is the Tier 1. Let's see if it'll focus. Tier 1 lighter. It's inexpensive, but it is every time. I mean, every time. It's a wonderful, dependable lighter. Doesn't cost a lot of money. That's the Tier 1 mini lighter. Get it at frcc.shop. Brent.
All right, let's get back to it. And real quick, there you wanted some creatine?
All right.
You got some creatine from
happy with
Tasty
this.
Gains. Dennis wanted to make sure that you got that.
I'm gonna actually have one. Wait, I want 5 grams. How many is that?
I take 5.
It's 3 gummies per day is servings that.
So I'll take 12.
that I take.
Yeah.
And also, just want to make sure that you had a cigar. And you know what? I'll tell you what. If you get, if that movie you sold turns into reality, smoke one in celebration, will you?
Fuck, I will. Fuck me. Actually, you know what? It's funny. I did a role for Vet TV actually, where I had to smoke a cigar.
Oh yeah.
Wow. I was playing a ghost.
Yeah. Vet TV has some
A
good
cigar
content.
smoking ghost.
Love it. That'll be me.
Hey,
That'll be me in the afterlife.
These tasty greens are tasty. I love them.
Well,
I feel like I could eat this at a movie.
get ready for the gains. All right, Drew. Let's get back to it.
All right. Just another 11 Bravo says, here's for some tie-dyed Crocs to go with your e-choppa. Nice.
Nerd.
You have to go on Patreon to get that joke.
Yeah.
I'm not backing down from that.
Nerd.
Haters gonna hate.
Did you fall?
No, I didn't fall.
Maggot said you fell.
I didn't lay down that hog. Wouldn't do that. I'm an athlete.
All right. One of our favorite names in the chats, Chicken Wire Canoe, says Thursday nights is for the Patriots. Here's for the Fridge Fun Gents. Enter Sandman for the closing. Let's go, Hokies. Just wanted to hear a Florida fan say it. For $20, I sure will. Thank you very much. Thank you for the support, my man. Holy Fook back in again, says Tyler, since you are a big-time TV star, what things do you have in your contract for having for
that's a
you
good
on
question.
set? No green M&Ms in your bowl?
No, there's I have no power to have anything in my contract.
Just happy to be there.
There's nothing in my contract. Actually, I will say this though, and I'll mention this. Actually, I'm going to mention this. This is
After 7 seasons, you couldn't ask for something?
dude. They don't give a single fuck.
Okay. Go on.
Okay.
That's
Zero.
hilarious.
This is the perfect place to mention this. Again, you and I talked about this when we talked on the phone. Holy Fook actually said it about why did I go on the selection as just a ranger and not, drop the D word. It's because I thought that was doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Right? I thought that was being a quiet professional. In my contract, what is actually was in my SEAL Team CBS contract, and it's in my contract, which I can produce, or was in my contract, like I said, they could never use the word Delta.
Okay.
Okay? They could not use it in reference to me at all, period. And that was in my contract. And again, I thought that was doing it the right way.
Right.
And the reason I'm bringing it up is because here's what I learned. I did those things which I thought was the right way. And guess what happened? Some people hated me. Some people like me.
You'll never please everyone.
It doesn't
You
matter.
can't.
And then you
Never
look
will
at
win.
people who do what I think is definitively the wrong way, and guess what?
They get rewarded for it.
Some people, well, you're right, to be honest with you, but some people like them and some people hate them. It doesn't
Right,
matter.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what you do. So now I don't care anymore.
Be true
know
to
what I
you.
mean? I did what I thought was the right way.
There you go.
And I still got people being like, oh, Mr. freaking TV show, blah, blah. And I was
Yeah.
like, do you know how far I've gone out of my way
Yeah.
to not promote myself to look? And guess who suffered for it?
You did. That's right.
Me.
Yeah.
Because the turds of the world, and I'm thinking of one right now, and you know who I'm thinking of. That guy is going out and freaking telling the world he's the fucking cat's pajamas.
Right.
And guess what?
Right. I call him the Barney Fife of Baghdad.
Dude,
It's just,
did you just make that up right now?
no.
Okay.
No. We did an episode
Okay.
on him, and that's what I referred to him
He
as.
walked in front of me and I said, "What's up?" and he didn't say shit to me. Well,
But-
that's cool.
But my point being is like, some people just go and say shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? And dude,
And there's no repercussions
and there's
for
no
it. There really
repercussions
isn't.
of any kind. And I'm freaking going on a TV show saying I'm this. I'm freaking. It's in my contract. No, I mean, first of all, to be honest, no one even knew. I can't even believe he noticed that. But that's kind of my point is, and what I've now learned is, dude, no matter what you do, some people are going to have a problem with it and some people aren't. So do what is best for you.
Right.
You know, as long as you're obviously telling the truth and you're, you know, within the bounds of reality, but do what's best for you. If I would have redone it today, I probably would have went on and mentioned, you know, because I did do that.
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
That's your resume.
yeah, that's my resume. So,
And you earned it. That's
And
what's
I-
even
and I-
worse. You earned it. It wasn't just given to you. You earned it. And you did something that almost no one has done, or even if they wanted to, could do. You earned it.
But I love the humble intent.
I know.
I love that, dude. Respect.
well, thanks, but
No, just take it. Butts are for pooping, Tyler. Butts are for pooping.
no. But what I'm saying is,
He
like,
said it again.
at a certain level. Here's what I'm trying to say. At a certain level, what I've learned is, like, in today's society, you know, and we talked about this on the recording, but it's like we don't live in a society right now that rewards humbleness. And I'm just going to be perfectly honest with it. Like,
Doesn't reward humbleness,
humbleness did not, in the age of social media, humbleness is not rewarded. And being a braggart is. That's just the reality of the world we live in. And I don't like it, and I'll never be that person. But I'm no longer going to be that silent person that's freaking, you know, getting going out of my way to get my contract reworded so I don't offend someone.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I give zero fucks now.
Good man.
Good for you.
Kate Bearden says, how good can civilian regular people get on clearing the same structure? For example, their own house.
This is a seemingly simple question, but it's not. It's actually a really complicated question. And again, happens to be something that Brent and I were talking about.
It's one of those things difficult because you don't know what you don't know.
You don't know.
I always hate that. Always hate saying that.
I know,
It's so
because you feel like an
simple.
asshole. I know. So here's the short version. The short version is that when you're talking about a structure, because you specifically mentioned a structure, you are talking about combat or a gunfight or whatever in close proximity. And what is required to be a gunfight at close proximity, any gunfight is chaos, but CQB specifically is an extreme form of that chaos. And it requires a nervous system designed for comfort in that level of chaos. And so you can train for it a lot and you can get good at it, but at a certain point to get to what I'm going to call the Olympic level, it really takes a fundamental predisposition.
Yeah.
I think you have, personally, I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
You have to have a genetic predisposition for hostage rescue CQB.
I 100% agree with that. But that's true on a high level of everything else. Why wouldn't it be true on that?
Well, yeah, that's true. But
no, I don't say that to argue with you about it. I'd say that to
I know.
argue so other people
Yeah.
don't look at that and be like, well, I mean, you give me enough chances. Maybe not. You may never get it.
Can we both of you guys wait?
Don't take Drew's job.
Sorry.
That's
We
his
got a
contract.
we have
It's
a
in his
union.
contract.
I have
He
a
has-
union behind me.
He has to read the super chats.
All right. Kate Bearden back in says, can we get both of you guys to react to the supposed Delta operator getting off the helo and doing a simunition house run?
I assume it sounds like there's a
Simulation.
video that
Yeah, I don't.
there's a video.
Yeah, which one is it? Is it the one that's kind of on the intro of our
That's
recorded
probably the
episode?
intro, yeah.
If so, I got to reenact it the very next helo ride because that was on my troop, and I was there for that.
And I'm not sure we can share that
But
anymore.
I don't know if that's the one he's talking about.
Or she.
In fact, that was Matt Pranka's. That was Matt Pranka's helmet cam video. You'll see it on the. I don't know if you remember all the fast clips.
Yeah.
But he's going right into the house. He immediately goes right, shoots a guy real quick, and I have to immediately cut it right after he shoots, or else YouTube will take it down for violence.
Girl Dad says, "Evening, boys. Tyler, favorite kid up song before doing missions?
Great question.
Thursday nights for the boys and getting to sleep on my couch. Cheers, legends."
Thank you, Girl Dad.
It's Wednesday.
You guys, do you remember a kid up song that's
I mean,
weren't that far before me, but I feel like you guys had kid up songs.
I mean, I had headphones on a lot, so I played my own music a lot.
All right.
I think I was playing a song, Smaller and Smaller by Faith No More was one I liked.
Faith No More.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, Faith No More was so ahead of its time. It
Yeah.
was even funny. Like, that guy was on another level. But I think Smaller, the whole Angel Dust album is a flawless album.
Okay.
So if you're into like rock and you've never heard Angel Dust by Faith No More, then I'm just going to explode your brain. It is 2 albums that you have to listen to if you've never listened to it and you like rock music or whatever.
Yeah.
Angel Dust by Faith No More and Dirt by Alice in Chains. They're
for sure.
flawless.
Yeah. For
flawless.
sure.
Every
Yeah.
song, flawless.
Yeah.
They don't. That doesn't happen anymore.
It doesn't happen anymore because they just basically release singles, and if they do release, and of course those singles come from an album.
Yeah.
But the albums are driven
Yeah.
to have 2 or 3 singles on it and a bunch of fillers.
Yep. Dude.
Yeah.
Faith No Dirt. Every song on that freaking thing was fire.
Yeah, love it.
Red Lightning says, Brent reminds me of AJ Buckley, a.k.a. Sonny, on SEAL Team.
I don't disagree with that.
Thank you for your service,
Think
guys.
so.
Yeah, I mean, well, I see what he's saying, and I don't think you're.
Right. You
He said reminds me of.
Okay.
Yeah, I
you
see it.
think he's as tall as I am?
Yeah. Is he
I know
6
he's
foot?
definitely not as tall as you.
Okay.
I know that for a fact.
Okay. All right.
But I see the similar. I see where he's going.
All right.
I1 Davies says, greetings from Wales, UK. Tyler, I read your book, Forged in Chaos. Excellent book, full of wisdom and life lessons. Brent, you should write a book on a similar theme to Tyler's.
I do a decent amount of driving, and I'm a audiobook guy. And if I like the book, I buy the hardback,
nice.
and then I put it up there in my collection. So
It's,
I will be listening to this.
Brent's book will be called Built-in Chaos. Similar theme, different book.
Forged in trouble.
Yeah, Forged in Madness. Hold on, let me tell a quick story because this is what I'm about to say is
Send it.
fucking bananas, and it's true. My book is getting ready to come out.
Okay.
Like literally a week before my book comes out, a book goes up on Amazon, almost identical cover, AI, and I won't say the name of it,
Okay.
but it's Tyler Gray's life story.
No.
And I'm
No
like,
way.
what the fuck? Somebody sent it to me. I'm like, what? They're like, is this your book? I'm like, no. So I buy the shit.
Well, you got to. Right?
Obviously, they saw my, the cover. They copied it with AI, put a fake me on it. Then they took, it's obviously didn't have the book. So they took probably all my podcast, downloaded the transcript, put it all together, put it in a book and had it up on Amazon.
Can they do that without your permission? Can they
100%.
No way.
Dude,
your name and likeness, right? Doesn't have nothing you can do about it?
They used public information.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
And I was
off
like,
your name, that's
bro,
so gross.
it was the.
That's so dirty.
Think of how many autobiographies there are of Trump
that's true.
that are
I see what you mean.
unauthorized, but they can do them as long as they don't say anything that's like defamation.
Right.
He used public knowledge and put it together.
Well, I'm gonna turn this into a positive. That means one of you guys out there can write my book for me.
Yeah.
But if you write it,
Kick him credit. Yeah, just kick him some money.
That's
and call
right.
it a day.
Kick me a little bit of kickback.
Yeah.
And you can spice it up, and it's not my book, so I'm not lying, right? You can spice it up, give us a little bit of plausible deniability. That's a win-win situation, boys.
Nice.
Just to throw it out there.
Till TK gets a hold of it, and then he'll be like, that son of a bitch, he's a liar.
I didn't write it.
He's a liar.
I didn't write it.
Sig Respecter says, met Tyler at a shooting competition in Vegas over a year ago. Great guy, inspired me to pursue SOF, and now I'm at Bragg waiting for prep and SFAS.
Heck
Wow.
yes.
Well, that
I love
kinda
it.
goes along with
That's
what we're
right.
talking about. That's awesome news.
I love it.
I hope you do well, and I hope you do much better than I did at that shooting competition.
I'm telling. I tell all those people, and sometimes they join the Patreon and tell me. But however it is, they reach out to me. I tell them all. I said, hey, when you get into the pipeline, when
Hit me up.
whether you make selection or not, I don't care. You went. Let me know how it goes, and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah,
And I'm telling you,
100%.
and we're going to start fielding those phone calls.
When you
here.
go worldwide,
Right Wing Nut, great guy. Big fan. Tyler, big fan here. Says, been following you since the Zert videos.
oh man, that's way
Then
back.
saw your documentary. It was awesome.
That's way back
Thanks
too.
for coming on, and a million thanks for your service, Brad in Louisiana.
That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that's all of that is way
What's
back.
the Zert videos?
So my buddy started this thing back 2000, I don't know, 2010, whatever. It was the height of The Walking Dead,
Okay.
and he did this thing called ZERT, Zombie Eradication Response Team.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I was just, dude, I was having fun with it. And man, again, I took so much shit there. They're like, dude, you know, you're making a mockery. And I'm like, dude, I'm just having fun. You know, like, who gives a shit? You know, so I was just doing videos and having fun. I don't give a fuck. I don't take myself too seriously.
Right.
And, you know, we were putting out good information. I mean, it was real information. And the whole kind of joke was that the zombie was a euphemism for, you know, turds in society, you know.
Right.
So we were really just using
Not far off.
Yeah,
Right.
we were what we were really doing is the zombie craze was just so crazy, and we were just kind of jumping off of that and doing really survivalist content, you know, kind of like that. But the videos, the information we were putting out, dude, we had that group had more SOF instructors than any company in the history of the world.
Really?
Dude, we had like 200 SOF instructors that were part of it.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Bacon Forged says, sent a vid via Patreon DM.
Naughty.
Hope everyone is having a great Wednesday. Wednesdays are for the Patriots.
Heck yeah.
Good Timber says, outro song Sweet Leaf by Zach Sabbath, also I think known as Black Sabbath. Best enjoyed with Stogies.
Absolutely.
Does he mean Zach Wild playing for Sabbath? Because
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah. Maybe Zach, because it's got two Ks, right?
Yeah.
Could be Zach Wild.
Let me tell a Zach Wild story because I
Please
have a Zach
do.
Wild story. So I'm friends with Jack Osborne,
Okay.
and I went to Jack's wedding in.
He seems like he got better with time.
No, Jack was always awesome. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, he was an addict when he was a teenager, but you know, on the show.
Yeah.
But since he got sober at 18, Jack's one of the best dudes ever.
Yeah.
Legitimately, he's just a great guy. Ozzy was fucking awesome. I loved Ozzy, but anyway, so I go to Jack's wedding, and or actually, let me back up because this is a better story. I go to Jack's baby shower, and I walk in, and everything is stark white. And I walk in to the sound of a beautiful grand piano being played. And I come around the corner, and it's Zach Wild in a white tuxedo with a tail flap, playing the grand piano.
Love it.
And
How'd you get hooked up with the Osbournes?
Jack, I met shooting actually in
Oh,
LA.
really?
Yeah, and then I actually rented out his guest house for like 2 years, and so we hung out every day for like 2 years,
cool.
and then I
Okay.
guarded him and Ozzy with Bert actually. And
Okay.
but Jack's a great guy. But Zach, last bit about him, can play the piano like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then in Hawaii, I ended up talking to him. Dude, that guy's like a genius.
Yeah. He's okay at the guitar too.
Oh yeah, but he's so. I'm telling you, he's so fucking smart. I really like. He's one of those guys that you meet, and within 1 minute, you're talking about fucking crazy philosophical shit. He's a very smart guy.
Yeah, he would be. He'd be on my list of celebrities to meet. I think he just always has seemed like a real one.
Oh, he's
You know?
he's real, and he's
Yeah.
super nice, and he's super smart. I thought he was great. Every interaction I had with him.
It's exactly what you would expect.
Nice one. I see what you did there.
Jennison 1128 says, Tyler, how does it feel knowing Andy got the shortest end of the stick on the target that night?
You want to know what's funny of sorts, something a little bit similar to
Wait a minute.
to
How
our
did
injury.
Andy get the shortest end of the stick?
Another guy got shot the same night on my target too, and he had what seemed to be a little bit of a superficial wound. I don't want to downplay Andy's injuries either, but it was a leg wound. His leg wound didn't seem that serious either. Andy's ended up being an absolute thorn in his side for years and years and years. It became a big problem. Mine that night seemed to be the biggest injury. His through and through, I believe it was in the calf. Didn't seem he didn't even he basically returned to duty. But he ended up having nerve issues and nerve damage there, and ended up cutting his career short. And he had the what seemed to be least of the injuries. And that's what's always really weird about those injuries.
Yeah.
Some guys get shot multiple times, be on their deathbed, it seems like, be back on a team in a year. Another guy has what seems to be a pretty small injury, but ends up being a nagging injury the rest of his life. And you just don't know what it's going to do.
I don't know where Andy's injuries ended up, to be honest with you. I have no idea until I go on his podcast and we talk. I honestly, I know he got shot in like the hips, I think, or like it was like the hips.
He got shot in the lower leg, and ended up being like he
I thought it was two.
He has like a
shots,
dead foot, then that he kind of can't.
Really? All I know is he got shot in the legs. I actually don't know what happened because I haven't talked to him.
Now I don't want to be too adamant about it because now I feel bad that I don't know for sure. I did watch a podcast on him.
He got shot in the dick. Fucking gone.
That's the short end of the stick.
And that's when everyone ran because that's a good shot. Well, they had to have a sniper on target to hit that thing. That's when shit got real on target.
I'm looking forward to finally, and it's on me, dude. It's not on Andy. It's on me. We had been talking about a time probably 10 times, and I just hadn't been able to get out to see him in person, and that's on me. I got to reach out to him and really pursue it. I don't think he's. I think he's basically like waiting for me to buy a fucking ticket at this point, which is fair.
He's too busy to watch my show, and that's fine. But
he won't even see this.
He won't even see this. What I need you to do is intentionally kind of sabotage that one. Be a little discombobulated.
Fucking TBI.
Right.
Fuck.
Make sure my views are a little bit higher.
Okay.
And then I can remind him that beat you again, Navy SEALs.
The unit wins again.
We'll work out the details on that.
He's gonna put Tyler in a fucking hot tub this time.
So when I had him on my last podcast, did you hear about that or know about it? We did the same thing. We did a recording and we brought him in on a live.
Oh, yeah.
Same day as well.
Yeah.
But we took him out to dinner, and we took him out for dinner. We took all the desks and everything out, and we put a hot tub in there. And we did the live show in a hot tub.
Wow.
And I was like, hey, you're a Navy SEAL. I thought you'd be more comfortable in the water.
Hunter, that's genius.
He took it like a champ. It was gay. It was, but I loved it. It was so awkward. It was so awkward. I loved it.
That's pretty funny.
And he always promised me he'd get me back at some point.
Yeah. No, that's great.
All right, I just want to back up our guest for just a second. I mean, I don't know the details of Andy's injuries, but I don't know. I guess maybe when you go to Andy Stuff's show next, you guys can compare and see who's got the shortest end of the stick.
I mean, to be honest, it's. I mean, I hope. I mean, look, there's nobody wants to get injured. I promise you that.
It's definitely not a competition you want to win.
It's definitely
not a competition you want to win.
It's not a competition either of us want to win. I promise.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, especially in that job. I just so it's not just nothing but super chats, but some things to talk about. I've never worked anywhere until I worked there and people have talked about this. How do you fix it? How do you get the longevity of operators up? You won't. That is the type of guy you have. And what I mean by that is they're trying to make sure guys take some sort of break or don't work themselves into the ground. And they want a better product for longer. You're never going to have it. It was the only place I worked where guys will not take days off. Guys will work through injuries. Guys will come back faster than they're supposed to. They will not go take an easy job just because their family life is a mess. They can go work at the development department for a little bit. They just want to show up and be with the team every day. They want to be on every deployment. They want to be on every trip, and they will gladly work themselves to the bone. And by the time they're done with their 10 years on a team, that's exactly what they've done. They've worked themselves silly. And some of the happiest guys that I went through OTC with by the end of our careers were just very grumpy, kind of angry guys, just from the grind of having that level of stress and that level of expectation and that amount of work put on you for 10 years. Yeah. And after they retired, it was great to reconnect with them and see them back to their old self and happy and joking around again. And I'm like, they bounce back from it, but man, that job will do something to you.
Yep.
Right Wing None says Tyler, 77 grain MK2 Mod 1 or 75 grain Hornady Tap SBR.
Depends on the application. Everything depends on the end state for what usage is what I would.
Generally
my
speaking,
response.
Without knowing, I'm going to lean towards 77 grain Mark II.
I was going to as well, but again,
but I don't know.
Yeah, technically, depends on what it was for. Without context, I agree with Brent.
Okay.
Brody Martin says, Tyler, big fan of yours, brother. Thanks for keep Hollywood cool.
Yeah.
Were you in Iraq during invasion of 03?
No, I was in OTC during that time, actually.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, so funny story. Which
was that upsetting a little bit to be in training and miss an invasion?
Okay, so you and I didn't talk about this on the recording. So I put in my packet, right, and then it like gets approved, and you get locked in. It's a lot of work. It's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
And then like it gets to the point where people are like, bro, I think we're going to go to Iraq. And I'm like, we're not going to Iraq. We just started Afghanistan. We're not going into Iraq. And then it gets like closer and closer. And now I'm like, holy fuck, we might be going into Iraq, And then it's just now I've got to shit or get off the pot. And here's the decision I made. If we are going to Iraq, then I definitely need to go to selection right now.
Yeah. Yeah. One's a short term satisfaction.
And so, yes, I was pissed that I was in freaking
you made the right call on that
OTC for the invasion, but it set me up to to be there for the cool time.
Yeah. Yep.
Brody Martin back in says, Tyler, if you had to cast an actor to play Cag Daddy Tucker, that's Brent, who you got?
Dude, I don't know.
Maybe the guy, Rip from Yellowstone. I think you probably do.
Probably, yeah. What's his
name? Rip.
Shit, Cole Tucker.
Rip. What is it?
Cole Hauser.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is me and him, I could put a cowboy hat on, aviators. We could look alike too.
Or Tom Hardy.
But
Tom Hardy could play you.
You'd have to gain some weight for that, Brent.
Tom Hardy's played some. He's had some great characters.
Oh yeah, dude. If you want to see, if anyone wants to see a Tom Hardy movie that is a fucking sleeper, but you probably haven't seen it, and it's amazing. It's called The Drop.
The Drop.
Or Drop Bar. It's either called The Drop or Drop Bar.
Yeah, we can figure that out. I mean, that's
dude.
Quick Google search, figure that out.
Amazing. Look it up because that movie.
Yeah, don't look it up or anything, Magnet. Just
it's
let us sit there. Just let us sit there and suffer. And
I think it's called The Drop. Great movie. It's actually James Gandolfini's last film.
Okay.
But Tom Hardy, it's a great film.
Yeah.
I will never give a bad film recommendation. Period.
It's called The Drop.
All right,
The Drop. Yeah.
Thank you,
watch
Magnet.
The Drop if you haven't watched it.
All right. That's Tyler Gray guarantee right there.
Yeah, that's I'm a cinephile and if I say watch a movie that's at least in your genre, because if you don't like freaking sci-fi,
do about
I recommend
that. Yeah, you can't make them like sci-fi. Can't make them
speed.
Speed.
Work, but
that was my Super Trooper quote. I use it across the genres.
Look at you with a sci-fi quote.
Well,
no,
I
that
think
was not
Super Troopers is sci-fi.
Straight comedy.
Must be thinking something else. Let's see.
Oh, you're thinking of Starship Troopers.
That's what I was thinking of.
I got you.
I'm sorry. I always have
right.
I always have sci-fi on the brain. Dwazi says, if you went back in time, would you go back to the unit or do SEAL Team 6? Oh, I know the answer. Are you glad you were able to get TV experience before coming on Brent's Live?
Okay, so here's the answer. If I could go back in time, okay, first of all, we have to assume I could go back in time floating and swimming.
Right.
But if I wanted to go back in time for the job, I'd go back in time and go back to the unit. If I wanted to go back in time and set myself up for life, I would go to Deaf Group and set myself up for a career.
For a career in entertainment and books.
Speaking and movies and everything. And dude, the amount of times I have to explain everyone says, so you're a SEAL in Hollywood.
Right. Yeah.
No, I wasn't a SEAL.
Yeah.
I was blah, blah, blah. Is it like a SEAL?
That's just when it,
For the love of God.
Yeah.
So yeah, they definitely got the branding down, and I definitely the amount of times in Hollywood, people have asked me if I was a SEAL, and I said no. The amount of disappointment in their eyes. You have no idea.
Like you're disappointing them.
Bro, you have no fucking idea how many times. So you were a SEAL?
Yeah.
No. Oh
gosh.
And they just instantly discredit me.
Yeah, after listening to Tyler's recording, they'd have to change the name to SEAL Team Sink. Because he's not a floater.
I'm not a floater.
All right. Karn says, Brent, I ended up in the algorithm that shows me Jizro defending Simps accounts, Rob's burners. Are you aware of these accounts? Pretty funny, pathetic.
Defending.
I feel like I feel like they're speaking another language. What am I
I know. I am aware of a few. I don't even want to say their names on here to give them some sort of visibility. But yeah, I'm aware of a few, and it's pretty pathetic.
Soli 1234 says thoughts on Rob O'Neill and UBL raid dispute. That's for you, Tyler.
Okay. Oh, I got to be careful.
Dun dun dun! Don't get sued.
25 million.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably all out of lawsuits. So you're probably good. I took the brunt of that.
Did he sue you?
He sued me for $25 million for defamation, for saying that he wasn't the killer of Osama bin Laden. I gave the narrative that Matt Bissonette, you may know him, gave that Red shot him when he was going up the stairs, and that a team of Navy SEALs went in and shot rounds into a body that was already on the ground, and that he was not I'm the only man in the room. Amal bin Laden was a human shield, which the White House has also come out and said Amal was not a human shield. So they weighed in on it right after the raid. But yeah, he's suing me for $25 million.
So I'll say this, and this is all I'll say about it. Okay. First of all, I'm friends with Matt. I very shortly after it happened, or after the book, I should say, I talked to Matt. Matt told me his version, and I don't mean his version as in, I'm just saying he told me his story. I happened to meet Rob. Mm-hmm. It's a whole nother story, which is a crazy story, and I won't tell it. He told me his version. I know what Matt's version is based on. Mm-hmm. And I'm friends with Matt. And I will let Matt speak for himself.
And he has.
I think you answered it.
Okay.
I think you answered it.
Yes. There you go.
It was a good one. It says, Soli1234 says, what's the line before Delta PNG operators for speaking publicly? Is their PNG process fair?
Here's what's kind of crazy about that. I'll give my answer. I'm interested to see what your answer to that is. The answer is, I don't know. I do know, I don't know. It's almost an understood line. Don't give details about selection. Don't give details about OTC. Don't give unnecessary details about the size and capabilities of the unit, but at the end of the day, it's all a little bit like subjective. Like because what I think isn't over the line, maybe what someone else thinks is over the line.
Yeah,
So I don't really know. I know I'm not PNG'd, and I'm grateful for that. I don't want to go over the line, but I don't know where the line is at all the time.
So I'm going to make a statement here. I don't think they know. I'm totally serious. I don't think the unit knows what the line is. And the reason I'm saying that is because there's no official line. Let me rephrase that. That's actually not true. You and I both know there's an official line.
There is an official line.
But it doesn't make any sense.
There's an official line that they've never
enforced.
That's
what I'm saying. So it's like there is an official line. It doesn't make any sense, which is why they haven't enforced it.
Right.
Right?
Our founder wrote a book called Delta Force.
Dude, exactly. Like that's my girlfriend literally responding in here.
I love it. What's the screen name?
Hey, babe. Shira Felix.
The 2 hearts.
I love it.
I just saw it and I'm like, wait a minute. I know that name. Hey, babe. So there is, which is funny that pulled me because I didn't even
Yeah.
So there is a line that they made up, but it's very arbitrary. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. So they haven't enforced it. Is their P&G process fair? I would say.
I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna say yes
until they PNG me. Then I'm gonna say it's unfair.
It's bullshit. No, I'm gonna say it's fair because every instance I know of PNGing, I agree with.
Yeah.
Now that's not saying officially, but every instance I know of, I agree with. I know that for myself, I got the book approved by the unit.
Okay.
I send it to the unit. The entire book is approved by the unit. The entire book is approved by DOD. And I got their approval before, made sure I had the unit's approval first. But
was that quick?
Yeah, it was pretty damn fast. Nice. I reached out. Okay. Tom Satterley helped me out with it, gave me the connection.
Okay.
So it was pretty, it was like 3-4 weeks, whatever. It was one page. He gave me one page of changes. It was not a big deal.
Okay.
I do tell a selection story in it.
Yeah.
And I do tell a couple of combat stories, and they had no problem with the stories I told. Yeah. There were just, details that they wanted,
It's even more interesting to me. Now I definitely want to listen to it because I want to hear, what you did.
Yeah. The selection story is like, so going back to what you said, generally you don't talk about selection.
Right.
That's a general rule. And I didn't want to talk about selection, and working with my co-author, we got to a point in the book where she's like, I need, can you think of a story that works with this? And I just was like, God, the only one I can think of was in selection. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put this story in there. And if the unit edits it, then they edit it and we'll figure something out. I sent it in there. They had no problem. So while generally they don't want you to talk about selection, the context in which I talked about selection in the story, which is really about taking a break, ironically, that's what that story is about. Taking a break and getting my head right and then moving faster.
Yeah.
Yes, it was about selection, but it doesn't in context.
Right.
And
it just takes place in selection, but it's not about
but it's
selection.
not about selection.
Yeah,
so it's one of those things where I do think the process is fair. I think the process, though, I think it needs, in my opinion, I think we are definitely way more strict. I think we're more strict in certain ways than we should be and less strict in certain ways than we should be, if that makes sense.
I get that. All right. We got 6 minutes left. We still got a gun to give away, so let's do a little bit of a lightning round here. So how far we are on the super chat.
How Arms in the house. Thank you, man, for the love. Shockingly, only missed the first 20 minutes. Tyler, if you had to pick between your two military shows as your favorite, the choices are unit or SEAL team. What do you pick? Also, Drew, I need my order. Love the night for the Patriots.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
thank you, Rick. Did you ever watch the unit?
Yeah, I did watch the unit. Yeah. I even met with Eric Haney when I first came out to Hollywood.
Oh, did you?
Which is, it's a crazy story. He literally thought that I was like a plant from the unit going, I swear to God. The only reason he met with me is he thought the unit sent me to like glean information from him. And
That's so funny.
And then we show up, or I show up, and I'm start talking to him, and he basically figures out, no, this is just some kid that's a nerd and loves movies and wants to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then he actually was helpful and gave me some great advice. But it was, and then the second time I met him for lunch, he goes, man, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
the first time I met you, I thought you were planted by the unit. I'm like, really? No. Yeah, that was kind of wild.
Rick, by the way, I just emailed myself. Take care of that. Last week I was in North Carolina. Sorry, bro. Solely 1234 says Brent said on McPhee he may not have fired his weapon in GWAT. If a soldier hasn't been in firefights, would you have less respect for them?
Well, that's a loaded question, though, because those are two separate things. You wouldn't have less respect for somebody that hadn't been in a firefight. Like that's not a blanket statement, but it's in reference to who you're referring it to. Those are two very different. I would say, well, actually, this question is. Oh wait, is this asking me?
Yeah. Brent said McPhee, he may not have fired his weapon in the GWAT. I don't exactly remember saying that, but I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that I didn't say it.
I do not have more or less respect for a soldier or anyone in the military if they fired their weapon or had been in firefights or not, or work in combat or not. You do not choose when combat happened. You do not choose firefights. So I don't base my respect for someone off of something that was out of their control.
No. I just want you to be honest about what you did.
Yeah, and that's where the beginning is, I'm just saying for me in general, that's my general statement.
Yep.
John Bacon Sense, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Solely 1234 says, why most Rangers fail Delta training?
That's a good question. It's a great question in general. Why do you think most Rangers, or you could even say most people, because it's pretty, the fail rate's pretty average throughout, but we'll pull Rangers.
Why do Rangers fail? Yeah, why do Rangers? Well,
that's where you're from.
I'm pretty confident that Rangers fail the least. I'm pretty confident of that.
I disagree. That's okay.
Based on unit numbers, what's the percentage?
It changed. It's changed since you were left.
When I was there, dude, it was 80%.
It is. The numbers have changed.
Okay. Well, so I would say at least in what I saw, but I wouldn't say Rangers were any different than SF failing from what I saw. And what I saw is the reason they failed. Does he say OTC? Or no, he says he's assuming selection, right? I assume.
Yeah.
The reason they fail selection is because I think I said it on the recording. They get in their own head.
Yeah.
And they start. Yeah. They basically make a mistake. This is my opinion. They make a mistake, and then they don't think that they have enough time. So they start slowing down, and they slow down to a point where they're not quitting, but they're quitting.
I'll tell.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To where they're pulled.
Right.
But in reality, they just
you see it all the time.
They did it intentionally.
People self-select.
I saw it a million times.
It's tough to watch.
Yeah.
I will tell you why I think the numbers flipped. It's just my opinion from my experience of things I saw during the surge and even post surge. The Rangers had a pretty good mission. They had a good op tempo, and they were getting after it.
I see where
and I think they were pretty happy.
Yeah.
For the most part, about where they were.
That makes sense.
And some Rangers were even telling them that we're doing the same job they are, which is a half truth, but you're not. It's right, but
I know what they're saying, but I know both sides.
Right, you're right.
Yeah.
On the flip side, as the wars went on, the Siege of Sodif, which oversaw special forces, got more restrictive and more restrictive and more restrictive, and more Green Berets that just wanted to go to war.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go to a place.
I'm done with FID.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why. And just fewer were showing up to selection because I think they were happy with their job during that time.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Let's see. This is Thomas Boland says, would you recommend a young man trying to go for a 11X option 40 contract to try out for RASP with everything going on in the world today with the corrupt government?
Good question. What do you think, Tyler?
So, dude, I got quoted in the Fort Bragg cartel book.
Really?
Dude, I got quoted at the end of it. I'll show it to you. It's completely out of context, and I'm going to have to address it on social media.
I listened to it on audiobook.
I'm not fucking happy about it.
Yeah.
But
and I'm thinking about doing a podcast on that book to expose
I'm
all
not
the
happy
lies on
about
it.
the way my quote was used because it is absolutely taken out of context. I'll show you after this ends. But I just saw it literally like a week ago. Some guy sent it to me. But here's my take. You don't join for the government, you join for you.
Yeah.
Right?
I
So
would agree with
if
that.
I didn't join for the government, I didn't
Right,
join
yeah.
for America. I joined because I wanted to go kill fucking bad guys, straight up. And I didn't want to go to jail, right?
Yeah.
So I joined because I wanted to go do this job. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do the training. I wanted to do the job.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck who the president was. I didn't give a fuck what the politics
Right,
were.
yeah.
And I still don't really today. If it's something that you want, don't let what other people are doing drive, because anyone can join the military. And if you do it right, you can get something out of it.
I've never thought about it in this context until you were just speaking right there. Well, guess what? I didn't leave the military. And it's not to make it political, but that they're kind of making it political. Corrupt government or bad government. Governments change. That would be like, well, did you leave the government? Did you leave the military because Obama got into office and you didn't vote for Obama? No, I stayed in the military.
Yeah.
And I would have stayed in the military if Hillary Clinton had become president, because you don't join for those reasons and you don't leave for those reasons.
You join for yours
either.
and you leave for yours.
That's right. And once you get in there, you'll find out it's all about the men to the left and right of you, and that's all that matters.
Now, let's be full disclosure here. Do I look at the way the military? Do I look at the system differently than I did when I was in? Fuck yes. I see it completely different now. Would I change something? No.
I don't know if you can.
I wouldn't change something, because doing that is just something I had to do.
Yeah.
Because that's who I was, it's who I am, and it's who I'll always be.
Yeah.
And regardless of if the man's using to fight their war, even if that's true, man, I couldn't fucking change my stripes if I wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Sully1234 says, Andy Stump said more Green Berets have died from suicide than in war. Think SEALs will go same way? Is it same for Delta? And how to stop it?
Andy Stump says,
So
I feel like you guys are in this back and forth now, which I didn't even know about.
He doesn't know about it either. I've created this. No, Delta is not the same way. We're still a unit full of humans, and humans do human things, but not at this not at the same rate. I believe I haven't seen the statistics. I feel like it's not the same rate.
I'm pretty confident, in my opinion, from what I've seen, and I know a lot of SEALs. I know a lot of I'm pretty confident that SF has a disproportionate suicide rate compared to the other units mentioned in that.
Yeah, I do too.
And I think
I'll lean that way.
And and the reasons, I think there's certain reasons for it that is a whole can of worms.
Okay.
Eternal says, what's up, fellas? Any thoughts or theories on DB Cooper?
I that does fascinate me. It's been a while since I'm not up to date, on all the specifics. I'm very aware of the story. You think he survived the free fall, or you think he died somewhere?
This one could go either way, man. This could go either way. I personally like to believe he made it. I just don't see him planning. I mean, either the guy was super prepared or just didn't give a fuck. Right. It's one of the two. You know what I mean? Wasn't he drinking a whiskey and smoking a cigarette on the plane? And that was a night jump, by the way. So
yeah.
It's a crazy story. It could go either way.
Without a Paddle is a great movie.
Without a paddle? Yeah.
so he said, Tyler, Brent, will you open the can of worms?
Red Lightning says, if you guys could hit a reset button, would you try for DevGru instead of Delta Force?
Delta Force was the most professional, competent organization I've ever seen.
I was
or been a
very
part
happy
of.
with what we did.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change it for anything.
Good Timber says Zach has a cover group called Zach Sabbath.
Oh, really?
They tour with BLS.
Okay.
Got to see them live in April, and IB Live was a 10 out of 10.
Okay. Heck yeah.
Well,
Love
makes
it.
sense.
I'd for sure go see them live.
Right? We
I just saw Buck Cherry live last night.
Well, wait a minute. I don't have a short film called Tier 1.
Everybody needs to see Tyler's short film Tier 1. It's on YouTube.
Wait a
Most badass short ever.
Do you?
No, not that I know of.
Dun, dun, dun. Did you know you have a book about you? All right.
I'm going to look that up.
All right.
Interesting. Two
All right.
things on
All right, let's keep it going.
Holy Fook says, Tyler, what advice can you share about relationships with opposite sex? I know you had some unfortunate experiences that was public facing. What were the biggest lessons learned you could share?
I assume he's talking about the book.
You're going to have to carry it. Nature calls.
Okay,
Sorry.
so what advice would you say about relationships with the opposite sex?
Tread carefully.
So my book has definitely, there's two relationships in it about I talk about two relationships and really talking about the, my addiction to chaos kind of causing chaos in my relationships or choosing chaotic people. So my advice that I would give is that do not get in a relationship until you've really done work on yourself and make sure that you are in a place where you could, you got to make sure that here's a good way to say it. If you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else.
Right.
That's my advice.
That's good advice.
And I think I finally fixed that.
That's it. Work on you, be added value to the relationship.
Yeah, you cannot love somebody else until you love yourself. And if you are, and until you do that, your relationships are all going to end badly until you love you.
Love that. Exit Eternal says,
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito to play Brent.
He's 6 feet.
They keep me humble. They keep me humble, Tyler.
Yeah. You got a built-in humble factory going on.
Yeah, I do.
And they double down. John Baconson says Danny DeVito wears green beret from what I hear. So
I think
that
that's
makes
true.
sense.
Yeah.
He's also rumored to be 6 foot tall.
Yeah, he is very rumored.
Red Lightning, any plans to have Sean Ryan on the Tier 1 pod or go on his show?
As soon as he's free.
Yeah, at some point, I don't know. I might end up on the show. It's not something I'm pushing for, to be honest with you. Sean's always been very courteous to me, and there's an open invitation. But the problem is with the 4-hour podcast, I do want to do things the right way, and I am. I'm a little bit concerned that a 4-hour podcast, I'll say too much, and I will get PNG'd, and I won't do things right the way I intend to do them. So the best way to make sure that never happens is don't put yourself in that predicament. That's just a feeling.
I think you're filtering yourself, dude. I was on there for like 7 hours, and I just freaking said,
I'll go look at your show and see what you say.
I just like, he's like, tell me this, and I'm like, and I just bullshitted the complete thing. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll go with you, Brent, with a pocket full of yellow flags.
Oh my
When
God.
you start saying something, I throw a flag
There's a flag on the play.
between you and Sean there.
There's a flag on the question.
All right, Austin Wildman says
shit.
Andy got an F-18 sim for his BRCC shop, planning a carrier landing contest. Brent, a box of your merch and a hot tub, walk into the shop.
Yeah.
Sully1234 says, Tyler Brent, will you open the can of worms?
We'll try to keep that close.
Shit. Yeah, I mean, it's a long. We don't have time, to be honest with you. We don't have time for it. But I'll give you the short thing. I think there is. I think my book addresses part of it. I think the core issue in the veteran community, I'll say this, is self-worth. I think that's the core issue in the veteran community. I think that is the underlying issue that leads to suicide. It's not PTSD, it's a self-worth issue. And the fact, I can prove it. And the proof is no one is taking their own life that believes they have value, period. Yeah. You are not able to kill yourself unless you truly believe that you don't have worth.
Yeah.
And so self-worth is the bedrock. That's the baseline issue that is causing veteran suicide. And we keep shining a light at PTSD, acting like that's the problem when it's not. The actual problem is self-worth. And beneath self-worth, actually, the bedrock, concrete is self-worth. The actual bedrock is shame.
Yeah. And here's the, and I think most veterans do, but it's just something I want to say out loud. That's why it's so important to live a life that proves you have worth. Live a life that when those things come into question, it doesn't rock your foundation, because you go, no, I know I'm not worthless. These are the things I do. My actions show I have worth.
And the problem with that is
that veterans will do that mainly, and they'll just shun it.
Well, so while you were in, so here's what I always say. Here's PTSD right here. And then what I'm about to say is a fact. It can't be argued. This is PTSD. Okay? Would we all say, as veterans or people here, would we say, I'm going to name 4 issues that veterans have.
Okay.
When you get out, you're active, you get out. Would you say that veterans suffer from a loss of purpose?
Yes.
Loss of identity?
Yes.
Loss of value, self-worth?
Yes.
Loss of community/brotherhood?
Of course. Yep.
Those 4 things, those are facts. They're not debatable.
Right.
We all suffer from them when we get out. Where the fuck do those 4 things fit into PTSD?
They don't. I know. Me and you are so aligned when it comes to the PTSD.
They do not fit at all. We know these 4 things are major fucking issues.
Right.
And yet, PTSD, oh my God, awareness. Fuck awareness.
Right. Yeah,
Fuck
I agree
awareness.
with you.
Fuck your awareness.
Right.
Fuck you raising money for awareness. Fuck you talking about it. We know PTSD is a problem.
Yeah.
We've heard it, dude. At this point, you're either offering solutions or you're a part of the problem.
Right.
Because we don't need any more awareness of PTSD when no one is talking about the 4 things that we know are a severe problem.
Or the solutions you're either proposing or are enacted right now are not getting results, which means the solutions we have suck. So stop doing them. And we won't do that. We won't change course with mental health professionals that are saying, this is the way we're supposed to do it. The people who have never dealt with the things we've dealt with are telling us how to deal with them. I have a problem with that, and I always have.
Same, and here's the way I say it. And
I'm got me going now.
I'm charging them up, man. Let's go. Let's piss some mental health people off right now. That's my favorite thing to do. It's like a hobby. I love rage baiting mental health people because get me on camera, I'll fucking destroy them. They're not, oh, you have a degree? I don't give a fuck, right? Right. So here's the thing, is that right now, awareness and treatment options for PTSD are at an all-time high. That's a fact.
Yeah.
And yet, is the problem getting worse or getting better?
It's getting worse.
So if the problem is getting worse and the awareness and treatment options for what people say is the problem is at an all-time high, that can only logically mean one thing. And that is what they're saying is the problem cannot be. And not only can it not be the problem, but the fact that it's getting worse means you putting so much emphasis, awareness, time, and resources into the false problem is hiding the real problem, which is why it's getting worse.
Yep.
No one can debate that. Now, mental health professionals will, because they're not actually out to heal you. They're actually out to basically, line the pockets of big pharma.
Right, make more money.
Shit.
Right.
Oh, shit.
No,
Fuck
that's
you.
right.
Well, the psychologist needs you to keep on coming back for another session and another session and another session.
Yeah,
And
dude,
that's-
talk therapy,
Yeah. Go ahead, Drew. What do you got?
Two things I want to add to that. All right. Dovetail what you guys are talking about. And this is the reality, and that is psychologists and psychiatrists. One thing that they do learn in their higher education is that mental illness cannot be healed. Did you hear that? That's something they're taught. So when you go to them for mental health, they already believe that if you have a mental illness, no matter how you got it, your parents, battle, whatever, they believe that mental illness can only be treated and maintained as best as possible, but they can never heal you. They already believe that. That's what you're going into when you deal with those people. The second thing I'd add to what you guys are saying is I see this a lot with military guys, and they come home and they try to find their value and their worth, and they allow a woman to tell them whether they're valuable or not. And when
not wrong.
And then when they're told by their closest significant other that they're a piece of crap, or they're not doing this right, they're not doing that right, and they don't want to be with them, well, they hinge their value and their success on the wrong situation.
Or she leaves.
Yeah, well, it goes back to what you and I were talking about during the recording session. But do you know where that comes from with the women?
Where?
It comes from young men or young boys now are being raised. That's what we talked about earlier.
Yeah,
they're being raised primarily by women. 85% of teachers through high school are women.
Yeah.
And so young boys today, and for quite some time, have been taught essentially to please women,
right,
or to seek the approval of women.
Yeah.
And so they get in these relationships, and then, as you just said, they don't have any inherent value, but because as they were a child, they were, as children, to make their teacher happy or whatever. So they think their value is, if in my relationship, my wife says I have worth, then I have worth.
Yeah.
Right? And look, dude, I went through it. I'm not saying I didn't go through it. I went through it. I talk about it in the book.
Well,
I'm talking about everything from personal experience. That's in my book. I absolutely sought the approval of my ex because my father was not around when I was a kid, and women, not women's fault. It was not my mom's fault. It wasn't the women around me, but I just learned to seek the approval of women because that's all I was around. I didn't have any male influences when I was a kid. And that happens over and over again. So look, if you're someone who's been struggling with that, or what you said, Drew, dude, I did as well. I did as well, and that is a big theme in my book, was struggling to seek my own approval and realize that I didn't need the approval of anyone, man, woman, or child. I'm throwing that out there, but you know what I mean? It's like, I am what decides if I'm worth it. I am what decides if I am good enough. I am what decides if I have value or if I don't. And no one else can decide that for you. And going back to, I've worked with some of the biggest actors in Hollywood, A-list, biggest actors you can name. Thinking of one in my head. It's not David. It's not SEAL Team. A huge movie star. Good looking, rich, one of the best actors, everything. He had everything. One of the most insecure people I ever met. Great guy. I love the guy. We got along great. But because he didn't value himself, it didn't matter what he had. It didn't matter that he was a rich, famous actor.
Right.
Yep.
He didn't see his value. And as ridiculous as it was to me, I also at the same time realized at that time, holy shit, I'm doing that I'm doing it as well to other, you know what I mean? Because other people looked at me and I'm like, I don't care that I did that in the military. I don't care I did that in Hollywood. That doesn't mean anything to me. So I totally know what you're saying. And let's go to the next question.
Right.
Brody Martin says, Tyler, Brent, thoughts on ballistic shields for law enforcement tactical teams?
Love them.
Yeah,
there's a place for them.
So ballistic,
Not in hostage rescue, but there's a place for them.
I could talk about ballistic shields for hours. Ballistic shields are amazing, and there's no excuse for law enforcement not to have them because they can easily get them to target. The problem in the military is they're too heavy, they're too bulky, and we have to walk, swim, hump our way in, and they're just too heavy to get to target. For law enforcement, they can put them in a vehicle, pull them out at the target. There's no reason to not have them. No excuse whatsoever.
Thomas Bolin says, out of curiosity, how much more money do Delta operators get than Rangers SF? Understand if you can't say.
About $10,000 a year, generally speaking, is about how much more we get paid than they do.
All right, getting down to the last two. Red Lightning says, shave your head bald. or go on Tim Kennedy Pod?
I'll go on Tim Kennedy's pod. I have no ill will towards Tim. I think dialogue is actually what we need.
Yeah, you could do both.
No, I'm not doing both.
Solely1234 says, Tyler, I don't know you, but you seem a good guy. Thanks for giving us your time. Brent, you're okay, but punctuality needs to improve.
So I'm going to tell you one last thing. I'm going to tell you the greatest line that I ever read on an NCOER. You ready? This is the greatest line. Okay, so I should probably tell what an NCOER is. NCOER is like a performance evaluation for an NCO. It's like, this is how good or bad a job this person's doing. The best statement I ever read was, soldier keeps lowering his standard and then keeps failing to live up to his lowered standards. Never forget it.
We
have one last one.
Okay.
If you have not defined your value to some degree before entering a relationship, she will define it for you.
You ain't wrong about that.
Yeah, that's good insight.
Yeah.
We have something to give away. I've not forgotten. I've just kept you on your toes in suspense this whole time. Tyler, will you do me the favor? Give me a second.
Do I need my phone?
Nope.
Oh.
What'd you say?
Do I need my phone?
Nope, you
Okay.
don't. No, I'm gonna give you my phone.
Okay.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Here is a list of people here. Scroll down, scroll up.
okay.
Give it a good scroll.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
And you can even tap on any of the names.
Okay,
and let me know what you land on.
Hold on. I'm gonna go like this so you can.
Up. That's integrity right there, people. No one's gotten the inside edition, the inside light on Tyler.
No one's going to question the guy that didn't say he was Delta at Hollywood, okay?
That's the winner.
Who dat?
Unless I messed it up.
No, you did. Whiskey T Fox.
Whiskey T. Fox! He's been with us since the beginning.
Whiskey T Fox. You have won a Tier 1 custom painted custom sights, and that is a good time to talk about your sights here in just a second.
With my sights, yeah.
Reticle. This thing's got the logo on it.
Paint job.
This is yours.
Rims.
Whiskey T Fox. Do me a favor. DM me on Patreon.
Just slide on in there.
and we'll get you linked up with Magnet because Magnet will have to get it sent to you, transferred, all that goodness.
Where's he from?
We got to find out where you're from.
He's in the UK.
Yeah.
But he lives in Knightsbridge, so he can really use it.
Oh, I know. That's actually, we got to find out if he's capable of winning this. And if he is the winner. Talk about your sights just real quick. And I hate it that we can't even pick up the gun and talk about it, but we can easily kind of walk through it. And I'll start it real quick. So it's a very unusual looking sight traditionally, but when you figure it out, it didn't take me long to figure it out. I was like, I get it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
So it has a U rear shaped sight, but it also has a U front shaped sight.
Yep.
And so
It looks like two rear sights.
So if it's straight on, just line up the two field goals, send it.
Yeah. So, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you can take it.
Well, so the idea that I figured out, and you know this, so I was in shooting a pistol, OTC, front sight focus, front sight focus, front sight focus. And then I go to combat and I realize you can't focus on the front sight post. That doesn't make any fucking sense. So I realized, why are we teaching front sight focus when you cannot do that in combat? In addition to that, the front sight, if you're pointing it at a human, the front sight blocks half of the target.
Right.
And oh, by the way, it happens to block the part of the target that we would need to see if it was a threat or not.
Right.
So I was trying to figure out solutions, and it just occurred to me, I'm like, well, why don't I just get rid of the thing that's blocking the information?
Right.
So I got rid of the front sight post and basically made essentially a more complicated channel sight. Channel sights have existed for years, and I just made a more complicated one. So essentially I've created, two U's, and and the target becomes the front sight post. It's as simple as that. But here's where it pays off, and I have not announced this anywhere. I'm going to announce this here. What the sight really does is that's on a red dot. On a red dot pistol, what's the problem with red dots? Finding
Fishing
the dot.
for it.
Fishing for the dot. With the index sights, you're fishing for the dot because you're trying to find the dot over, under, around, and through this big ass front sight post. So by having the front sight be essentially a football goalpost, what it's doing, it's gathering the dot up on your index or presentation, and it's gathering that dot and bringing it straight to your eye. As soon as you present with this gun, mark my words, it is faster to find the dot. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, and that was something immediately.
It's immediately obvious.
Yeah.
And
that's actually my favorite part about the sights.
I've had so many people talk shit to me about it, and it's totally fine. I get it. I understand it. It's different. But I'm telling you, once you have the sights on a red dot pistol and you present it, you will immediately know what they do. And it's definitively faster. Give them a shot. Don't take my word for it. But they're available online. The company is saberdynesystems.com.
Spell it, just make sure.
Say SABER.
Okay.
Yeah, DYNE systems.com. Okay. And it's what they were designed to do was put the target, put the focus back onto the target, onto the threat, as well as help you find the dot quicker with red dots. That is the biggest problem with red dot sights. They eliminate that. They are what I'm calling them the first iron sights. They're still whatever. The first iron sights built not for target shooting, but for defensive pistol real applications. Right. They're built for real life.
And that is a little bit of my problem. And I'm not saying, hey, these are the sights for everyone.
No, definitely not.
But you are right. There is an application for these sights. There is actually a real world application for these sites.
Yeah,
they should absolutely be an option for you.
They are, as soon as you present them like you did, you will immediately notice it is demonstrably faster to pick up the red dot with these sights. And if you get a set and you try them out, I think you'll see the same thing. As he said, they're not designed they're not for everyone. They weren't designed for everyone.
They're not for IPSC shooting competitions.
They're not for IPSC. They're not for IDPA. They're for defensive pistol applications. And, get a set and join the rebellion. Get a set and join the front sight rebellion.
And you have two different systems, right? You have that one for the red dot, and you also have without the red dot.
I have one for no red dot.
Correct.
I have currently one size for red dots. I will have 3 here in the next 3 weeks. I'll have 3 sizes depending on the height, because there's so many height options right now with red dots. I will have 3 height options within the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay. All right. This is the part of the show where you get to listen to the song that you paid for. Enter Sandman wins it tonight.
Oh, yes. Man.
It's going to get a little bit loud, but we're just going to ignore it and stay focused.
This came out when I was in high school.
Freaking love this.
It's a classic, dude.
It's the best.
This song. This song gets me
I remember going
going
to the gym and working out to this song.
T-Bone, irony. Brent telling someone else to spell. I have a little bit of a spelling issue. I will get in a hurry. I will send things, and then I will send it out to the internet with things misspelled, and it haunts me. It haunts me. It's not very tier 1 of me.
One last super chat there.
Yep. Stay true, Chris, for $4.99. Have you guys ever worked with civil affairs, and if so, what's your opinion on them? I worked with civil affairs and SF a little bit, but I don't.
Yeah, I didn't.
To be honest with you, even though they're technically under special operations, I'm not saying this. Everyone had this. They didn't work as fast as we needed them to work, and so we didn't do a lot of work with them.
Yeah, but I'm sure. Range Battalion, we never worked with them, and then in the unit, so I have no experience.
Yeah, it's not a unit thing.
TK,
TKs want to be alive and well in the chat tonight. TKs want to be alive and well in the chat tonight.
Who dat? Who dis?
Yeah. Give me a name. Thank you, Kojak. Cyberdyne System Index just looked it up. Thank you. Where's the light? Where's the link? You got it. Do you guys make the sights for the Springfield Hellcat?
So right now they're just for Glock. I have spent an insane amount of work developing these. You have no concept. I will eventually make a set for every reasonable carry pistol, and the Hellcat falls within that. If you carry a freaking what's that shit gun? What's the shit gun?
Something point.
Aim point. High point. If you carry a high point, I'm not making a version for a high point. But any reasonable
gun snob.
Concealed carry pistol, I will make a version for.
All right. ELCID Barrett says Rangers lead the way all the way. Seth says Delta Dad says it was nice meeting you at SHOT Show. Get you some. So Self's dad was in the unit, and him and his son watched the show together.
Oh, no shit. That's awesome.
I know. How awesome is that? Dwight Schrute, 98. Tyler, do you and AJ Buckley still get along? I see y'all don't do that podcast anymore. Did you do a podcast with AJ?
Yeah, for a short time, and then the logistics. It was when my book was coming out, and it just
There's a logistical thing.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm well aware.
And at the time he wanted to do it traveling, and it was. I mean, dude, it's hard enough to do it sitting here, in person.
Primus Havoc says, doesn't the guest live in RSA? RSA. Am I?
Wait, what?
Where do you? What state do you live in?
Nevada.
Nevada. Okay. All right.
Tyler, is your
Right Wing Tier 1 short film by Mike Ho at Tier1 Podcast is still on YouTube.
Jesus, that's way back. Jesus, that's way back.
Dwasi says, Tyler, is your site compatible for 6 foot tall people?
Here's what's fucking hilarious about that.
Okay.
You guys don't realize that when you're making a site, and I did, that every height has a different arm extension.
Right, yeah.
And so the sight picture changes depending on how far out your arms are. So that sight picture was the aggregate of like the average height with the average it took me years to get those measurements.
Do you know what the average male height is in the United States?
I believe it's 5'7".
5'8".
5'8". You're close.
5'8".
Okay.
You're close.
Yeah. I developed it for someone 5'9".
I think that's a good middle ground.
Yeah, middle ground,
actually. Yeah. Okay.
But it works up to like 6'4".
Animal Mother says the phones make everyone with spell. Thank you. Yeah. They get it.
Okay, you know where Animal Mother's from, right?
Where?
The name?
Where?
Animal Mother's from Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, really?
Animal Mother here. Okay. He was a 60 gunner.
Okay. Well, it's still one of my favorite movie quotes ever. Women and children, how do you shoot them?
You just don't lead them as much.
Yeah, still, it'll never get old.
You should do a story about me sometime. Why should we do a story about you? Because I'm so fucking good. That line is genius.
I think you already said this, but I'm gonna make sure. DR56-1 says, Tyler, what's your favorite episode from all the seasons?
Yeah, it'd be I think 218. I forget the name of it, but it's episode 218, directed by Ruben Garcia.
Okay. All right, that will do it. We went a little over, but when you're having fun, it's hard to keep it at 2 hours. It just is. We've given away a pew pew. We have got insider information from Hollywood, thanks to Tyler. Magnet didn't say too much, which is always a plus on the show. Drew didn't start on time, but he didn't make any mistakes either, so that's a plus. All in all, it was a good show, boys.
And you're still not 6 foot tall. And you pulled your tank.
You know what? Go ahead, Tyler.
No, I've never, like I said, done a YouTube live. So
and you'll never do one quite like this.
No,
either.
this was a good time.
If you ever do another one, it'll just be substandard. So I'm sorry that we've ruined. I'm sorry that we've ruined you.
You did.
You'll have to turn down any other one. Be like, no, it won't. It won't be as good.
I'm going back there, but only on Wednesday. That's my night. Wednesday.
by refusing to admit that I'm 6 foot tall. I actually want to pass you up, Magnet, but I'm a bigger man than that because I'm 6 foot tall.
Oh,
that's what a big man does. I'll still give you I'll still go around the room and give you
6 foot
and give you your time.
say that you're a bigger man?
I'm a
Or
bigger
just-
man than you because I'm 6 foot and you're not.
I know I'm not.
I
I
look
don't
up to
say
you,
that I'm
Brent.
6 foot tall. I'm a
Because it's
midget.
obvious. It's obvious.
My beard is 6 foot tall.
You're on the clock. What do you want to say?
I just want to say that I love you guys.
It is good to have you back. It
Go
sucks
check
when you're not.
out.
It sucks when you're not here.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys missed me. Yeah, go check out lionarmsusa.com. And September 1st is coming around the corner for the people in Florida. No tax on pew-pews or pew-pew attachments.
That's
and I will
awesome.
be matching the 7%. So stay
Oh,
tuned
nice.
for that.
Nice.
Heck yeah. All right. It's great to be in the Gunshine State, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. Drew, what do you got, brother?
Hey guys, it was a great night tonight. Tyler Gray is the man. Make sure you check out his recording when it gets dropped next week sometime.
Monday. Be out there Monday.
It was,
I was
great.
hoping for the.
He can do it.
No. It drops when next week.
It's the wrong
Oh
one.
yeah, that
right.
gives me my jazz voice. It's gonna drop. Go ahead and send it now, Drew. Go ahead and send it.
Yeah.
It's gonna drop Monday, 6 a.m. Eastern time for all you funky souls out there. Oh yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah.
It's
All
gonna
right,
be
guys.
groovy.
Check me out at Truth in the Dark every Sunday night that I'm available.
Do it.
7 o'clock Eastern time. It's about 25 minutes of Bible study and then 1 hour of answering all your questions about the Bible, about religion, about history. That's my expertise. Go to frcc.shop. We're giving away a gold lighter worth $30 for every box of cigars sold. All right. Thank you, guys.
I think it's
Have a
in
good
there. Was your favorite episode called Payback? Perchance, you said your favorite episode was 218 or something like that.
No, I don't think it's Payback.
Okay,
It
all
would
right.
be,
Someone just put that out there. I just want to see if maybe it was.
It's
okay.
I fucking forget, but it's we go to Africa and what's his name shoots himself.
That was the that was the one.
I think
that,
I think it was the one he said. It
was the
medicate
one-
and isolate or
that Dennis from Tasty Gains said, and it's called the episode "Medicate and Isolate."
actually, you know what? That's
There
a
you go.
different. That's not
Is that
the
a different
episode.
one?
That's a different one.
That's not
yeah.
your favorite.
No,
it's up
let me-
there though,
let
isn't
me-
it?
Let me look at.
Sure. We're gonna get to the bottom of this before we leave.
Yeah. Ruben Garcia.
LCID Barrett says, "Y'all figured out who I am?" Question mark. Someone figure out who he is. Stat.
Okay, here we go. Wait, who? What?
No, I was just reading.
So
I was just
go
reading.
to the
Yeah,
chats.
I just jumped in the middle of the chats.
Okay, so two. Okay, here it is. SEAL team. Okay, Ruben. Okay, so credible threat. No. You're showing. Oh no, it is that. Yeah, it is medicate and isolate.
Okay, it
sorry.
is.
Yeah.
All
It's,
right.
it's medicate and isolate. Yeah. 219. My bad.
219. All right.
Yeah.
I like the
219.
titles.
Yeah.
Catchy.
Medicate.
Yeah, it's
Catchy
a
title.
good title.
So,
Medicate and
yeah,
isolate.
let me say what it is. So he's right. It is that one. So while Bravo team is on a recovery mission in Mali, their friend, former Navy SEAL Brett Swan, continues to struggle with his mental health.
All right.
Yep.
Tyler, you are the guest of honor tonight. You get the last word. What say you?
Fuck.
And there you have it. That's the show. What do you got?
That was fun. I'm glad that was the episode. Yeah. That was great.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Good.
Wait, are we still on?
Yeah.
Oh,
we
so
are.
I'll sell another.
Yeah,
I'll
you-
say an actual. No, I'll end it with. Thanks for having me. This is actually legitimately a good time, and it
was a lot of fun.
It was great interactions. Obviously, a great group of people that you have on here, and I sincerely appreciate the ability to get on here and bullshit.
I appreciate you making
Thanks
the
for everyone
trip
taking
out.
the time to watch us talk bullshit.
Absolutely. If you're ever in Florida or you're just bored and like, you know what, I'm going to go back to the Tier 1 live show again,
No,
you
this
have
was
an
awesome.
open invitation to come out here and
Thank
get
you.
anything off your chest from PTSD to men being
You and I
men
could
to
you and I could talk about
whatever.
PTSD for a long time.
sure can.
Actually, a better way to say it would be not. You and I would talk about not PTSD
yes,
for a long
yes,
time. So,
absolutely.
And we'll see you at SHOT Show.
Yeah, 100%. I will be
Perfect.
there. Yeah, I will be there.
All right, I'm looking. The next Thursday is September the 3rd, and we do have a live. We will see you next Thursday. We got Kurt and Mitchell coming on the show.
Good old Kurt, man.
All right, see you guys next week. Thanks so much for tuning in and supporting us. You have no idea how much it means to us. Thank you, Patriots.
See you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Oh.